Friday.
Friday.
It is?
It is I! What happened?
No,
Mandy's audio's not on.
I know. How about
We can
now?
talk Twitter
Okay,
then.
now it's... I don't know why I did that. That's weird.
We can talk
Anyway,
crap.
hi. We're gonna start with introductions because I'm awkward. On to, all the way to the left, Miss Kelly. Yes, it is I. It is I. It's Kelly. I play Vola. Vola's awesome. She's a barbarian, and she likes to hit stuff. Mark?
A barbarian?
Barbarian? And she likes stuff. Volume is... I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, she's half orc, and you can find me cavegirl.com or cavegirlpride on Twitter. That's it. That's me. Okay. Next leftist is Matt.
it is I,
It
Matt
is
Lawson, the ginger one, the resident Brit, the accountant, the aspiring voice actor, and the drinker of mad drinks such as this one.
That is pretty mad, actually.
And yes, and as you are all aware, I play the bald ginger paladin, Juki. Yeah.
And in the middle, Kirsten.
Hey guys, I'm Kirsten. I am playing the human fighter Echo Knight Rosie. Wait, what's my spiel again? Oh no. I'm an artist. You can find me on the internet. At myriad_x is my username for everything. Everything. Twitter, TikTok, maybe Instagram. I'm actually not sure.
It is.
Yes. So you can check out my art. I'm done now.
We're all awkward tonight. This is awesome.
Yeah, we're all awkward tonight. Next is Seth. It's because it's been more than a week.
Yeah.
It is I, Seth. I am playing the fearbold cleric who is friends with some things and not friends with others. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having fun tonight because it's been a long freaking week.
Yeah, it has.
Amen.
On to Bashman.
It is I, Jeff, also known as King Bashman here on the channel and in chat. Normally you can find me here on the channel in chat harassing and giving grief to Duff because it's one of my favorite pastimes. Also, you can find me playing in several games and running the Thursday, I almost said Tomb of Annihilation game, Tales from the Yawning Portal game. Because it's a meat grinder, much like this one is. Easy to get mixed up.
Love meat
And yeah, and I am playing wait, shit, no, that's Wednesday. I'm playing Ramsey Winwell, Gnome. I have no
Identity
idea.
crisis.
Yeah. Who am I? What is D&D? What is life? Gnome Artificer. That normally is like a tricky little gnome that has many more tricks up his sleeve that the party doesn't know about or hasn't seen yet.
Good.
Okay, and last but hopefully not least, hello, I am Mandii. I am your dungeon master for this evening, and all of the evenings, I think. Yeah, I'm also an artist, and you can find me on the internet at the Mandii. I also DM other D&D games from time to time, here or elsewhere, so yeah. Let's, you're not supposed to tell them that you have tricks up your sleeve yet. You're not supposed to tell them that you have tricks up your sleeve, but that's fine. I already know. I know all.
I mean, it's a gnome. Isn't that kind of expected anyway?
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
What kind of gnome would you be if you didn't have tricks up your sleeve?
Exactly.
Here, like, isn't that your whole bag?
Yes.
Artificers
Tricks.
fits in his
Bag of
bag.
tricks, yeah.
Yes, I have a bag of tricks.
Anyway, this week I will give you guys a little saving grace and I will do the recap this time, but moving forward, we're going to do something a little bit different. Those of you who are in the Discord chat for this game should know what's going on, and if you don't, it's because you weren't paying attention.
Jesus.
It's in the pinned messages.
I'm guilty of that all the time.
You are guilty of that. That's okay. I will give everybody in chat the lowdown right now because I'm stalling for time. We're going to start doing a new thing moving forward with the recaps where there's an incentive for the players to do a recap from their character's perspective, meaning you're giving a biased perspective of the events of the last session. What you get in reward for doing this is a luck dice. What does that mean? That means that you get a reroll. But it has to be used during that session. You don't get to stack these.
Cool.
Okay? So the episode, the lowdown you say, indeed. So when you do a recap from your character's perspective, you can choose to do the voice or not do the voice, whatever you want, as long as it's from your character's perspective of what your character thinks and feels and witnesses. That works for me. That's good enough for me to give you the luck point. Or the luck dice.
Can I give you the Druge, 5-second lowdown from last time?
Because you want a luck dice?
No, I just want to go, fire!
Well, you've already done that, so you got it out of your system.
That is Druge's...
You're gonna start singing the cult, too?
That's his recollection from the last game.
Yes.
I also have dragon PTSD.
Yes. Last session, since it's been a hot minute, the party, much to their dismay, had a lovely run-in with a dragon. A red dragon, to be precise. You don't know what kind of red dragon, but it's safe to assume that it was a young red dragon. And very nearly wiped out some of the party, and deciding that it wasn't worth fighting a regiment of skilled warriors, preferring to live another day, the dragon decided to retreat. Hopefully, never to be seen again.
Well, it did get a huge divine spanking.
Press X to doubt.
Yes. Press X to doubt. Hey, you never know. Why is this not a new campaign at this point? I don't even know, y'all. I can't. The party had some downtime. Oh wait, I'm sorry. After the dragon fight, the party found that their canoes were missing, potentially shipped away by some goblins, some shitty little goblins in the jungle, who'd stolen some random supplies and had shipped their boats off. Ranzit went to go attempt to retrieve the canoes and almost got eaten by a crocodile. And then hauled ass all the way back to the party using his expeditious retreat. And oh my god, just seeing that drink the drink. I can't.
It's a proper jungle drink.
My brain won't allow. Yeah, it's jungle juice. It's jungle pina colada. Anyway, you were able to retrieve the canoes, but you were missing a few things. You had a short rest, and then you camped at the end of day 10. You had some downtime. Druge was taking notes about the dragon and what it felt like to siphon life force from a dragon, aka felt amazing. Jugi prayed to Lathander and received a sense of approval from their deity. Rosie was just in her tent because I didn't want to roleplay for Kirsten. Ranzit was going over notes and schematics, and we learned that he takes notes in a weird cipher of a mixture of 3 different languages, none of which Druge understood. Vola was depressed and shaken by the dragon fight, and Druge attempted to cheer her up. Then Ranzit played bartender by making jungle juice with the alchemy jug. So the alchemy jug I have altered somewhat to allow for some alcoholic fun, because why not? Because why
Yeah.
not?
Alcoholic fun.
Yeah,
Alcoholic
because
fun.
there's
Speaking of
wine.
alcoholic fun.
And I think that just about covers all the highlights. We did have a shorter session last week. At present, you are a day's travel away from Camp Vengeance, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is where the party intends to go.
Oh my goodness.
That sounds about right.
Is the cat still staring at you?
The cat is upside down on the ground like this. And it's amazing. I wish you could see it.
Oh, God.
Why are you not paying attention to me, mother?
Yes,
Deeply
mother.
disturbed
Cat
me.
voice.
I crave
It's amazing.
violence, mother.
Who are those people on the screen, Mother?
Are they my sacrifice, mother? I approve.
I typically require virgins, however. I will make an exception.
May I touch your dice with the curse, Mother, so that you may...
She's gonna bite me.
Only if I get to chew on it.
That one on the bottom right looks familiar, mother. Why is he there?
I don't recall why he is important or why he matters, but I see him on the screen.
He's somehow
him.
related to food.
Yeah. I associate his face with food. But I do not see any food in front of me. I am confused, mother.
Correct.
When he does, I will eat his eyeballs. Okay, went a little too far with that.
Alright,
Where is he?
alright.
Where is he, Mother? I must find him.
Mother. Anyway,
I'm going to post a picture of the cat in Discord in just a second, but anyway.
yes. So let's begin. Let's see how bad the weather is. Oh wait, no, it was raining. It was raining when you took camp for the evening, and you used tarps to make things less miserable. And it is still raining when you wake up in the morning. This does not affect your travel speed because it's not extreme weather, but it does make things kind of shitty. So, I am going to say, unless... Actually, how do you guys want to proceed? Do you want to proceed straight to Camp Vengeance? Are you... discuss amongst yourselves. How do you want to handle the next leg of the journey?
I know Jugi was interested in going to Camp Vengeance in
Yes.
particular, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because of all the
The glory.
The glory.
people there from the Order of the Silver Hand, a organization of clerics and paladins and
Your people.
well, kind of.
For honor
The
and
thing that for
glory.
some reason isn't associated with the Order of the Gauntlet, but
I would say that we could definitely go straight to Camp Vengeance then.
Okay.
Are we trekking through the? We're trekking through the forest, right?
You will have to at some point, yes.
Okay.
You don't know that yet, but yeah. So I'm actually going to say that, just for the sake of brevity, your day's travel, you managed to make fairly good time. And it is roughly dinner time by the time you get to... You begin to see evidence of civilization. Now, you have seen in the distance the campfires and the smoke and things of that nature coming from what you believe to be Camp Vengeance and what Iku has indicated to you as being more than likely Camp Vengeance. When you kind of pull up to...
We pull up in our pimped
You
out.
pull up in you pimp walk all the way up to...
I'm
Oh,
prepared
God
mode of
damn it.
transport.
That's really...
Damn it, Alex! I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you.
Sorry, that was a reference to the Thursday game. Not sorry. Oh, actually, no, it is actually kind of, so, you come to something of a clearing, and through the foliage you see a crude timber fortification, a walled compound with watchtowers and tents inside, encircled by a ditch bristling with sharpened stakes, A large gatehouse faces the river, on the shore of which are 4 rowboats tied to a wooden post. Scattered around the fort are piles of charred human corpses and flayed animal carcasses swarming with flies.
Ah!
So that is what you see.
That's disgusting.
There are lanterns lit among, you can see that there's light from within and smoke from fires and things of that nature, even though it is raining. And you can see easily, like even with the weather, at the top of the gatehouse there are guards.
Mandii, may I use Eyes of the Grave to look around and see if anything is undead?
Sure. What's the range on Eyes of the Grave?
It's 60 feet, so we're gonna have to approach. I will have to approach the gate.
Okay. So you pull up in the canoes, and do you just pull them up onto the shore? Do you tether them? What are you doing? Are you having everybody else stay in the boat?
We will do whatever our guide says is the proper thing to do here.
Iku indicates again to you that she has not had terribly much interaction with the Order of the Gauntlet, and she has not spent any time in this camp. That's why she had told you that she assumed that it was Camp Vengeance, but...
Are there any other boats tied up out front?
Yeah, there's 4 boats that are tethered to a post that is stuck into the ground.
Sounds great.
I would say let's push them up on shore, because the last time we tethered them, those little goblin bastards tried to cut the rope.
Okay.
Oh, they did.
They did cut the rope, I think.
Yeah.
But not,
Yeah.
not
Some of them,
not
not
your
ours.
canoes. Yeah, no. They intended to.
Oh, motherfucker.
Has early
I
order
know you heard me.
I
dealings,
know you heard me.
any dealings before with the Order of the Gauntlet and know how to kind of like associate with them, to speak to them and things like that, or
You have not, but mainly because they are not specifically associated with Lathander.
but they haven't had any like discussions or social visits or anything from members of the.
That would depend on what region Jugi is from in Faerun. I'm going to say probably not.
Right.
What would a good check? History or something?
They're quite militant. Which you would know, generally speak. Like, those of you who are quite religious would probably have an awareness of the Order of the Gauntlet, as they operate, in Faerun almost primarily, but now have outposts here in Chult. I know one thing that you can discern, especially from speaking with Iku and just being here in general, is that their mission here is to fight the undead in the jungle.
Oh, well, they should be my best friend. I'm sure this is going to go swimmingly.
Yeah, they all worship good-aligned gods and are generally good-aligned individuals.
The bodies that you said, there's bodies that were charred.
Charred, yes, like burned bodies.
And like, what kind of is it like in kind of like a warding? Like, are they hanging? Like, or are they just like out front? Like,
they're kind of like stacked up almost unceremoniously, but uniformly.
So pyre-like, basically.
Make an insight check.
All of us are just...
Whoever wants to.
I will.
But especially Rosie.
23.
21.
Very good.
17.
Okay.
Nope.
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 Rosie and those of you who also rolled, who didn't say nope, I would say that you can tell, especially you, Rosie, mainly because you rolled the highest, but also because of your experience with death, is that these are likely Order of the Gauntlet people who have died, and they have burned the remains.
Gotcha.
Potentially to prevent undead from rising.
And that's kind of what I'm checking for with the Eyes of the Grave.
You're seeing nothing. So as you guys are pulling the canoes up onto the shore, while you're looking at these things and looking around and being aware of your surroundings, you're pulling the canoes up onto the shore, probably a little further up away from from the water because you don't really want another repeat of what happened yesterday.
I will also turn around and peer into the water up to 60 feet.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. You look all around and, walk around a bit, and at the moment, you sense nothing within the range of Eyes of the Grave.
Forgetting that my eyes are probably all black and black energy coming out of them, I will turn around and hail friends at the gate.
Okay. You see guards look down. They're already watching you, of course, because you're making no secret. You're not being stealthy about approaching the camp.
Not in my plate mail, no.
No, definitely not. And Iku's kind of hanging back a little bit. She doesn't look super sure.
I'm gonna be near Druge. I'm gonna be probably about 10 feet behind him as he approaches the gate.
Okay.
I'm going to be standing side by side with Druge
Oh, my buddy!
I'm there too.
because they see a paladin with at least a holy order, even if it isn't associated with the silver gauntlet, then they might see some semblance of, the fact that we're not
Evil.
Evil.
Well, I walk directly behind somebody because everybody's taller than me.
So you're behind Rosie. Got it.
Probably.
Somebody.
Somebody help me. Anyway.
What are you doing?
So you approach the gate, and the guards, they wave and say, "Well met, travelers. One moment, please." And one of them turns away, and the other one keeps an eye on you all. And seems to be taking obvious stock of each of you, and particularly is looking at the canoes. The other guard kind of disappears from view. You actually think that at the top of the gatehouse is fairly well covered, such as against like distance attacks and things of that nature.
Dragons.
So you hear some chatter beyond the gate, close to the gate, and a few moments pass by, and then the other guard appears at the top of the gatehouse once again, and says, "Raise the gate." And you hear the clinking of things as the gate gets raised up. Let's see.
I will look to my friends and shall we?
Yes. The commander would like to see you immediately.
Well, in that case, we shall accept his invitation then, won't we?
Well, shit, that didn't take long, did it?
No, it did not.
Don't worry, I am confident he will be a friend.
So you're led into the gates of Camp Vengeance. They basically say, welcome to Camp Vengeance. We're the Order of the Gauntlet. Blah blah blah. They do the whole introduction thing.
I introduce ourselves to them with greetings. May the glory of the light of the left hander be with you. We are here. We have come here to your camp. Please, can you direct us to your command?
Yeah, a guard will escort you to the command tent. I would like everybody to make perception checks as you are being led through the camp and towards a large white tent that appears to be where you are being led.
I am open. I rolled a nope.
You rolled a nope, okay.
I rolled a
an
16.
15.
16.
What'd you get, Rancet?
25.
25.
Nice.
Rosie, what'd you get?
15.
15. Jugi?
11.
Okay, those of you who rolled above a 15 and up, you can tell this place is very muddy. There's mosquitoes, there's flies. Off
Maryland.
off to your... Where is it? Off to your left, you can see a little penned off area that appears to be for animals. And inside you see 3 goats that look quite ill.
Aww.
There are soldiers everywhere. There's what appears to be a medical tent. And you can also see now that you're inside that there are watchtowers spanning the perimeter of the camp. And also, obviously, soldier tents, much in the fashion of those you saw at Camp Righteous.
I have a question.
Sure.
Do the goats just look like they're hungry?
No, they look very sick.
Aww.
They look like they're about to keel over, pretty much.
Undead goat.
It's quite dirty here, actually. A lot of the tents have like mold and mildew. It's raining today as well, so it's quite miserable. You have to watch where you step because the mud in some places is almost ankle deep. Basically, with the 15 or above, you can tell the conditions here are horrific. The conditions here are terrible.
Somebody call OSHA.
Yeah, basically, it's bad news bears here. So one of the guards who is wearing Order of the Gauntlet regalia leads you up to this large white tent that's kind of in dead center of everything, and everything else is kind of built up around it. And inside, it sounds like a military outpost, no doubt, exactly. Quite apt of you to say. Inside, you are greeted by a dwarven man, a human woman, and a human man who looks like a noble. And the tallest of them, the human man, will step forward, and the others will step to the side and kind of salute. And he will introduce himself to you. He kind of like approaches a table that has maps and notes and books and things like that kind of strewn across it as the guard brings you forward, and then we'll step back towards the entrance and kind of stand there like on guard because they don't know you. Even though Jugi has identified themselves as a paladin of Lathander, while that did seem to get like a good reaction, not enough for them to be like, oh yeah, you're our best friend now. And this gentleman will kind of lay his hands flat on the table and kind of loom over the table a little bit. Not in an aggressive way or anything. He looks tired. He says, "Welcome to Camp Vengeance. I am Niles Breakbone, the commander of this outpost. And who might you be?"
My name is Jugi. I am a paladin of the Light of Lathander in the glory of the Holy Dawn. These are my companions, Druge, Rosie, Rancid, Iku, and Drew.
And Bola.
And Bola.
You said so that's okay.
Yeah, the complete about it.
I blame the Coronarita.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The commander looks at each of you in turn and says, "I understand that you have come here with canoes. Is that correct?"
We have traveled down. We have traveled downriver towards here. We are here on a journey into the jungles of Chaltho to help to try to solve the situation regarding the death curse that is currently plaguing our lands.
He kind of narrows his eyes a little bit. And he says, "Actually, I have more pressing business for you to take care of."
Shit.
Really, are things that desperate in here in this camp?
I would say yes. Have you not seen the hordes of undead in the jungle?
I have, yes, indeed. But I thought that your order had been sent in to deal with them, and I would expect I believe a strong order such as yourself would be very well equipped to handle them all.
Don't bullshit me. I have no patience for that. I don't mean to be abrupt. However,
Something's gone wrong here.
I'm sure you can see the conditions here, and our need is great. I would request that you transport some of the sick and a message to Port Nyanzaru so that they can send reinforcements to our camp, as we do not have the resources to do it ourselves.
We can heal many of your sick. What exactly has gone wrong here?
He kind of pinches the bridge of his nose a little bit, and the other two captain-looking types that are standing off to the side kind of are both exchanging a glance between each other. It's a little bit obvious, but because he's distracted, he's not seeing it, but you all are. They're looking at each other like, oh boy, this shit again. And he says, things are dire here. We are not well equipped enough to handle the hordes. Nearly half of my platoon is sick. Are you saying you have the ability to heal them all?
How many are there?
Regardless, I still require your assistance in taking some of the wounded back to Port Nyanzaru.
We won't be able to do that.
That's unfortunate.
I can, however, send word to Port Nyanzaru and request aid for you.
And how might you do that?
I'm gonna kind of pull out the sending stone and just be like, we have someone in Port Nyanzaru. I'm just gonna say it from now on.
I'm dead. Bye.
Can't get it, Pat means
Port Nyanzaru. Tell you what.
Tell you what.
You didn't expect time.
Make a persuasion roll. No aiding, no assisting. Straight roll.
18.
He looks like he doesn't believe you. And he says, so am I to understand that you are denying my request?
Not denying, trying to negotiate.
I don't.
We've traveled 10 days to get here thus far. We're on a bit of a time limit with this whole death curse.
Perhaps delaying your request.
We can help heal the wounded, try to heal the sick, and call to Port Nyanzaru.
Oh my god, are you really gonna do this every time?
I can't say it right, so Nyanzaru.
Nyanzaru.
I keep wanting to say Nyan. Nyanzaru.
You can say
Nyanzaru.
Nyan.
We can call to Port Nyanzaru and request aid, but we will be unable to travel there ourselves.
He does not look convinced.
Commander, if you may, I'm not sure if you're fully aware of the situation that is evolving throughout the whole
I'm
affair.
aware of the situation that is affecting all people in and around the jungle now. Who's going to resurrect them when they die?
Well, at the moment,
They'll keep coming back. The curse is the root cause.
The point is, nobody would, even if there wasn't a death curse. I am helping the greater good. And if you can't see that, and he snaps, have them arrested. And guards start pouring into the tent, and do you resist? There's about a dozen guards.
Dozen?
And more coming.
So there's 12 of them.
There's also the
5
commander
of
and the 2 sergeants that are next to him, or whatever their position is.
I'm gonna Misty Step.
Okay, so you are resisting.
Well, I'm disappearing.
All right, so you're gonna Misty Step. Where are you Misty Stepping to?
Well,
I think it has to be a place that you've seen.
Hold on. It's the Furbolg thing.
Oh, that's not Misty Step.
Yeah, it's what is it? It is Hidden Step. Sorry, Hidden Step.
You turn
Hidden
invisible.
Step just makes you invisible.
Yep.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you resist? Does anybody else resist?
Well, I mean, there's nothing happens, so I'm not resisting.
Okay, they're
Commander,
Yep.
Commander, if I may, why are you doing this? This isn't going to help the situation.
He's not listening to you.
I will make an appeal to his commanders and say, what is going on here? This is insanity.
They don't respond. They're just standing there, glad that it's not them.
They're standing there glad that it's not them.
Yep, they are looking impassively at all of you.
Maybe we kill the commander.
While you're hesitating to think about what to do
Rosie's
next,
not opposed to that.
you are being put into shackles. And each of you are being housed separately in each of the watchtowers.
What?
Yes. You are each imprisoned by yourselves, separately from one another.
Okay.
Let's see.
And
This will be a
what about
short
the
game.
shooting
All
range?
right.
Well,
5. There's how many of you? There's 5 of you. Yeah. One of you is in the bottom of the gatehouse, and the rest of you are in the bottom of each of the watchtowers under guard. Since you're not,
That's the end of the game tonight.
you're not resisting or attempting to, you're not attempting to fight them. You could do that, but it's a little late now. So they put you in shackles because you said you weren't resisting, and they take you off to the different watchtowers. And they inform you that there will be a trial to determine whether you are guilty or not of insubordination.
How are we?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
This is how characters become evil.
he was conscripting you, and you were refusing his request, and therefore, in terms of emergency, he was conscripting you, is what they are telling you, and you denied his request, and it was not open to negotiation. And so because you did not do what he asked, he is arresting you and will judge you himself as to
we're
whether
killing
or not
this
you are
dude.
guilty.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So
That's not a good idea, but like,
So, hey, I did not say this was an easy campaign, y'all. Alright? So,
We probably could have taken them all out, but I'm trying to not have violence be the first answer. So.
Violence is always my first answer, personally. That's not true, not when I'm Kiyashara. So, the night passes, you all get a long rest, so any spells you use...
No, there's lots of shit going on tonight.
you got a long rest at least out of it.
You get a long rest in the clink, separately, each of you.
I'm pretty sure I can get out of my room.
Well, you're under guard the entire time.
I will kill this motherfucker with my bare hands.
Okay, are you going to, while in shackles, attempt to kill your guard? In the middle of the night?
Sure. Hell yeah.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
All right, tell me what's going on here. Give me.
Well,
You are in a dark room that is lined on the floor with logs to kind of keep whoever above the mud, because the mud is everywhere. So I'll say, as you are taken to the watchtower that you are being kept in, Druge, I'll say it's the watchtower at the back of the camp. So you have to walk through everything to get to where you are going. You go further than all the rest of the party. That
Okay.
being said, what you see, I'm going to describe what you see on your way in, and then we'll talk about the moment in your imprisonment area.
Sure.
So you pass by a medical tent, and the flap is open, and you see the beds are all full of sick or wounded. You pass by the soldiers' tents are in the back, right in front of the watchtower that you are being taken to, and all of those tents are in very bad condition, moldy, all kind they're like rotting. Some have holes in them. It's falling apart. Also, in the back of the camp are the latrines, and they appear to be sinking into the earth because it is so muddy here. There appears to be, because of all the puddles and the mud and the muck, there appears to be a severe drainage problem here.
May I ask you a question?
Of course.
So, given the number of sick people and the lack of healing,
Yep.
would it be an untoward assumption to say that certain individuals have lost the light of their god and can't heal anymore?
You have no way of discerning that without speaking to people in the camp. It would be impossible for you to intuit that without speaking to people here.
Okay.
Most of what you have seen is soldiers, but the brief glance you got into the medical tent, you didn't see who was working there. You just saw that all the beds were full.
Okay.
So that's most of what you see on the way back. Yes, on the way back. So now you are in your holding area in the bottom of the watchtower. The floor is
there
lined. Huh?
Is there a guard?
There is one guard, yes. And above you, you know there's more.
Okay.
So there's
And-
levels to the watchtower. So you're on the bottom, and there's kind of like ladders and steps up, and you have reason to believe by the sounds and people talking that the level above you is where guards sleep, and the level above that is where guards are on duty. Always.
Got it.
But as for the number of guards that are up and about walking, there seem to be roughly half that are, based on what you're seeing, it seems like there's a lot of sick soldiers and not as many healthy ones who are able to fight or be on guard.
Okay. I think violence is probably not going to be my response given what you've just told me.
Yeah,
May I speak with my guard?
sure.
Friend guard, how many people here are sick?
He thinks for a moment. He doesn't tell you to shut up or anything like most guards might, but he kind of thinks for a moment and he says, well, there's about, I'm gonna say there's 58 of us, and about 25 are sick right now.
Can you bring some of those who can walk to me so I may help them?
Are you a healer?
I am.
You can see the look on his face. He's shocked that you're here and not out there. And he kind of lowers his voice a little bit and he says, "The commander said that you refused to aid. Why are you offering now?"
The commander commanded, and we are on a mission from God. We will happily help you, but we cannot stop our own mission.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Sure. Can I aid myself?
Sure.
We're on a mission from God. We got to get the band back together.
Well, I'm probably...
I was thinking the same thing.
Can I re-roll that with my inspiration? I got a 9 and a 10. This will be
Go for
bad
it.
if I fail this.
What is it? What is it?
Woo! 17 or sorry, I didn't need the thing. So
That's
it's either
okay.
7. Oh, natural 20 on advantage.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I love that. Okay, so
That's all.
he nods to what you're saying and he says, "Listen, the commander, he means well, but he is not a leader. He's not equipped to do this kind of work. None of us are."
Why are you all here? Why not? Why are there no more healers?
There are some healers, but we can't keep up. We don't have the supplies. So when they saw you come up with the boats, that's our only way of getting supplies and reinforcements, and we don't have enough people to leave and go to Port Nyanzaru and bring those things back.
We will happily share our boats with you, as long as we have some way to travel back to Port Nyanzaru on our return.
I can see that he didn't hear you out. I wasn't there, though, but word travels fast.
Is there? There were 2 other individuals. They're his captains, I believe. If you would also bring them to me, I will show them my intentions are good and heal as many as I can now.
I think it would be better if I brought you to the medical tent.
I will happily go to the medical tent and help as many as I may.
Do you have, since you know magic, can you disguise yourself?
Of course. I will. Who shall I be?
Not a really tall Fearbolg would be a good start.
I will disguise. I will use that one stupid Firbolg thing that I very rarely ever use, which is disguise self.
Yep.
And I will be the most nondescript human soldier you've ever seen.
He kind of blinks for a second. He's like, "Wow, that's okay, cool."
Is it still the same? Is he still the same size, or does it change?
Nope. I can change my. Well, I'm still medium no matter what.
Yeah, you're still medium, but you can appear to be shorter, I believe.
Right.
Yeah, you can seem 1 foot shorter or taller. So you can make yourself shorter by a foot.
Oh, and it says up to 3 feet shorter. I could actually be a halfling.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You could
3 feet.
buddy around with.
Or Ranzit.
He would
Anyway.
still be taller than me.
Aww.
Actually.
That's true. So what he will actually do is he'll say, "My brother's in that tent. And if I unshackle you, will you promise not to cause trouble?"
Define trouble. I will smile at him, but of course I will heal as many as I can.
Okay. He will unshackle you.
And I will happily accompany him to the healer's tent.
And he's carrying the shackles with him. He says, "You must understand, I have to take you back here."
I understand.
So he is going to he's going to walk with you, but not like he's escorting you, just like he's doing his rounds kind of deal, to the medical tent. And nobody looks any wiser at either of you, because you look normal. As you can see, most of the people who are here are like dwarves, elves, humans. You don't see a single Firbolg here. There's a variety of races, but you don't see any other Firbolgs.
I assumed.
Yeah.
Who are the healers?
So, your new friend, whose name you don't know yet. Actually, I'll say his name is I don't know. He's a human, so something mundane like Timothy or something. His name's Timothy.
Really, Timmy the Guard?
Timmy the Guard.
Timmy the guard.
Well,
He's
well, Timmy the guy.
Tim's your new bud. Tim, you and Tim. So Druj and Tim walk to the medical tent. Before we get to that, what's everybody else doing? Are you sitting in
So
your
we're all in
cells?
similar situations.
You are
basically?
all in similar situations, with the exception of Jugi, who is in the the main house thing, the gatehouse.
Very specific. The main gatehouse
Yeah.
thing.
Words.
Stuff.
Words are hard, okay?
I am sitting in my cell, drawing in the dirt or whatever's, like at the bottom of my cell, and I'm drawing stick figures that are fighting each other. So I'm drawing a little battle scene in the dirt.
The guard is watching you,
And-
kind of like.
And while singing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Bola. Yole bola. So I'm drawing my little stick figure battle scene. And I'm singing my song. That's
Do you
what I'm
just
doing.
sing it on loop like the whole time?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. Let me see. It completely gets stuck in all of their heads. All 5 guards in the tower now have the Vola song stuck in their head.
That's awesome.
Python like musical sequence.
Eventually you hear a guard up top who's like,
I am awesome.
You are awesome. Don't ever forget it. What's Ranzit doing, Mr. Bashman who's not on camera?
I've succumbed to the magical powers of noms.
Oh, you're eating. Do you want me to skip you for now?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
As we're, well, I guess I'm being escorted to the holding cell area tower, whatever it is.
You're already there. You can assume that
Okay.
you're there. You see much of the same things with the exception of the latrine and the soldier tents, because you are in the the right, the one that's to the right from the gatehouse.
I will attempt to strike up conversation with Mr. Guardman. That's not Timothy.
No, not Timothy. Well, okay. What do you say to not Timothy?
Guard, do you have a name, or should I just refer to you as Guard?
God
Just
damn it!
guard.
You had to ask me this like before I could pull up fantasy name generator. You're the worst.
I like that. Just guard.
Just guard. My name is guard number 1.
So that they should be Abel, Barry, Kane, David.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Uh,
This
Barry
one
the
is
guard? Really?
A B C D.
my,
Barry
my
the
name,
guard.
Jesus Christ.
This one's name is Jim. Damn it, I'm a Dr. Jim, not a magician.
My name is Reuven. R-U-V-E-N. Reuven. I am Redguard. Yes.
But his
Yeah,
nickname is
I am
Barry.
Redguard.
Barry Reuven. Barry Mallow.
Barry Manilow.
God, now I have to write down the fucking guard names. Okay.
Is he wearing a red tunic?
Yes.
Huh. Interesting.
Jesus fucking Christ. I know where this is going.
Red tunic. Okay. That actually got wrote down on my notes. Anyway.
Good lord.
Reuven, question about your commander.
Okay.
Has he always been this brash and a bit of an, how do I say this? An imbecile?
He kinda... Hold on. He kinda makes a face that tells you he wants to say something. He's like, well, conditions here aren't the best. He's under a lot of stress. You can tell he's kind of playing it safe with what he's saying.
Right. I can tell that you're being apprehensive. I understand. But, and while I do agree, conditions here are quite, Renzit looks around for a sec, deplorable. I can understand the pressures of the situation. But that doesn't mean you have to be a dick.
He kinda smiles at you but doesn't say anything.
Right. just so you know, we did offer to aid the people here, just not in the way that the commander wanted. Hence, being a dick. He wanted us to ferry the sick back to Port Nyanzaru and bring back supplies. We said we can't do that for a number of reasons. I won't bore you with the details. And before we could even offer an explanation, Commander Dickweed sent us here.
Oh my god, Chad. Timothy was my mother's name. You may call me Barry.
Yeah.
Took an arrow to the knee, yes.
Yeah, took an arrow to the knee. We have a fully able cleric in our group. We have a paladin, a holy, righteous paladin of Lathander.
He kind of raises a brow, like, really?
Yeah. I myself have limited healing capabilities and arcane functions. But again, Commander Dickweed, put this here.
He nods. He says, I personally did not know that you had a healer amongst you. That is what we need more than anything, in my opinion.
Well, technically, you could say we have 3.
He looks conflicted and he says, well, maybe you can use that in your arguments in the trial tomorrow.
Interesting. How bad off are the people here right now?
Did you see all the bodies stacked outside?
You mean the burnt corpses? Yes.
Unfortunately, yeah. We've lost a lot of people there. The hordes of undead, they attack here fairly often.
Yeah,
Not
we
unlike how they
encountered.
attack the outer gates of Port Nyanzaru, but I don't know if you've seen much of that.
We've heard. But we also came across a large zombified dinosaur, which was interesting. I outran it, so I was fine.
Did you say a zombified dinosaur?
Oh, yes, you didn't know?
I haven't seen one around here so far. Mostly just standard fare of zombies and those gorilla things.
Yeah, damn evil monkeys, yeah.
I'm not a fan of those.
Yeah, neither am I. Especially when they disturb my sleep.
You're talking about the big ones?
Proven not to be brash or insulting, but look at me. I'm 3 feet tall. Everything's big to me.
Oh, that's fair. I'm sorry. I fucking can't with you.
But if there are people that are in need of aid right now, some of us are willing to help right now instead of letting it get worse. But like I said, there are several reasons why we can't make the 10-day trek back to Port Nyanzaru just to ferry the wounded.
Well, did you tell the commander that? Did you tell him your reasons?
Commander Dickweed didn't give us a chance.
Oh. He recognizes that you're trying to rile him up, but he's like, hey, Commander Breakbone this, and Commander Breakbone that, and, you know, you can tell he's loyal and he's following orders, but he can also see that something's not right here.
Right.
And he says, well, you know, he's usually pretty fair. He'll probably give you a chance to explain yourselves tomorrow.
Right. And the other two that seem to lack any testicular fortitude to open their mouth. What's the deal with them?
He says, "You're talking about Captain Firebeard and Captain Salhana?"
I believe so. I don't think we caught their names.
Gold dwarf, human woman.
Yes, those.
Well, I mean, they're pretty capable. And he kind of lowers his voice and he says, "I can't really say the same about the commander, but, you know."
That's okay. You don't need to. I completely agree with you.
But the captain's managed fairly well when he is too busy to attend to other things, and he's kind of keeping his voice low and speaking vaguely. Because you're not alone in the guard tower. There's other guards.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So they're capable in their military duties, but incapable of keeping the commander in check when he does foolish things, or even attempting to try to be a voice of reason, or to say even along the lines of this might be a mistake. Or do they just blindly follow and go with whatever the commander says and does?
He kind of hesitates. Roll an insight check.
Oh boy, insight. That is not a nope. That is a 16.
16, you can tell he wants to say something, but it's not necessarily... You can tell he wants to say something, but he's holding back.
If you have anything to say, by all means, you can tell me. I mean, we're not here to under any type of ill intent. If you need to whisper it to my ear, I mean, I can try to find a way to get up to your level. Again, I'm tiny.
You can see him kind of glance upwards, like to the floor above, and pause for a moment, and you can faintly hear the chatter of other guards. And he will kneel next to you, and in a lower, like a quieter voice even, say, "They don't blindly follow him. They handle most everything for him, but he's the commander. And if you can speak to them tomorrow, you might have a better chance."
So make sure to try and, of course, I'm whispering this back to him, but attempt to speak with them tomorrow instead of Commander Dickweed.
If he proceeds with things the way he ought to, you will get a chance to speak with both of them.
Okay, interesting. Well, I appreciate the information, Reuven. Now to help cover yourself, I'm going to play off this conversation like we're having an argument.
Okay.
And then, like, Renzo will kind of step back, throw his hands up in the air, and shout, "What the hell do you mean you don't serve any gnomish-type delicacies here?"
Well, I'm not your maid. I'm not your stinking servant. And he stands up normal. He says, "Be quiet and go back to sleep."
Yeah, up yours too.
And you hear one of the guards go, "You okay down there?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got this." And he kind of thumbs up at you. Moving
Sweet.
on to, let's move on to Rosie really quick before we, I want to have everybody get a chance before we get to Druz's thing, because that's going to be different.
So I'm already in the cell, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna kind of just be like leaning up against the. Is it literally a wall?
Yeah, there's walls.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lean up against the wall. And can I see the guard?
Yeah. Yep.
I am going to just say, how many people do you think will die in 20 days?
He looks at you and he says, "What do you mean?"
That's how long it would have taken us to go back to Port Nyanzaru and come back here. 20 days.
He kind of looks troubled, and he says, "I don't know. It depends on where's her name? I forgot already. Holy shit! I'm sorry. Depends on how quickly Sister Sias can move in healing our brethren, and that's Cyas. Sias."
And how many people do you think would survive if it only took 10 days for help to come?
He says, "Well, clearly a lot less people."
That's what we had offered.
He kind of
I'm
nods.
confused as to why we're in this position.
Well, to be honest with you, so am I.
The commander doesn't seem to have the temperament of a leader.
He kind of shrugs non-committally. I came here to fight undead. And
So did we.
That's what I've been doing, but conditions here, as you can see, are not great.
What kind of sickness has overtaken your camp?
Name it: mad monkey disease, throat leeches, anything you can catch in this jungle. My brothers in arms have it. Not even to mention, and he kind of sighs a little bit. I'm sure you saw the stacks outside, and usually those who get bitten are the ones who end up on the pyre, because there's no fixing that.
And what is it? Hold on. Camp Righteous. Was that another installment of your order?
He gets a little pale when you say that, and he says, "Yeah, I was there. I was one of the few that survived."
What happened there? We happened upon the encampment on our way down here. It looked pretty gruesome. Like people were dragged away.
He says, "We were woefully unprepared for the sheer amount of undead in the jungle. Most of the men that are still living who are here weren't at Camp Righteous. But some of us who survived, like the commander, are here, and myself. This guard's name is Jeff."
Jeff!
Yeah,
Is his middle name Barry?
Geoff.
Yeah.
Jeff.
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 No, Jeff Timothy Reuven.
Geoff.
It's Jeff. From Jeff to Jeff.
I'm just picturing Nadia trying to pronounce it like.
Joff.
Geoff.
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 Geoff. I like that. I'm gonna kind of just like lean back against the wall. I'm sitting there. If all goes well tomorrow, and we're found innocent, I guess, of what crime I'm not sure we committed, but we can send for help from here. We wouldn't have to travel back and forth. And I had explained that to your commander, but again, he didn't seem willing to listen to us.
You have a way to communicate with them?
I have a sending stone.
Where does that sending stone go? What you got, the merchant princes on speed dial or something?
I mean, kind of.
He kind of tilts his head. He's like, really?
Oh my god. I don't know if you've ever heard of Citrus Sylvain?
He shakes his head.
Well, she's kind of our benefactor in this whole mission we're on. She's quite close with.
Mission?
We're trying to stop the death curse.
The rich people problem.
Yeah, well, if it pays well.
Maybe.
But she's quite close with Wakanga Otamu. We've had a couple of meetings with him in the last month or so. And I'm sure if he heard of the troubles you guys were having down here, he would be willing to contact whoever it is in the city to send aid. Which would come a lot quicker.
He says, you should say that to the captains when you get to speak to them tomorrow.
Yeah.
They might be willing to listen.
Does he look like young? Is he like a young dude?
Yeah, he's kind of young. Are you asking if he's hot? Is that the next
No,
question?
no. Rosie's not really into guys.
Okay.
She's more like, she's like, I would kill you, but like, you're kind of young. You got a life ahead of you. And she's just gonna be like, all right, good night, and she'll turn over and go to bed.
Okay. He just kind of resumes his watch. On to Jugi before we get to Druge.
Okay, so I am kind of kneeling in sort of like silent prayer to Lathander.
Yeah, I'll say the room you're in is much nicer than the other ones, because it is in the gatehouse, which is it's better built than the watchtowers, and honestly, really the whole rest of the camp. It's well lit where you are. The floors are not mud, and yeah, there's a guard with you, and there's two above, as far as you're aware.
Yeah. I'm kind of like silently at the moment. I'm kind of kneeling on the ground, silently praying to Lathander. Is the guard like facing away or towards me, or is
the guard is leaning against the door, which is the only exit, and is facing, facing towards you.
So I'm kind of like just praying, and then there's a couple of words that I kind of say quietly to myself, saying, "Blessed be Lathander, may he watch over this place. May he grant his pity and his forgiveness over the Commander Breakbone. He may know not what he does."
I love it. Love it.
And he kind of says, and he kind of then, as he's still in prayer and with his eyes closed, and says, "Master Guard."
It's the guard in your prison cell, makeshift prison cell, is a woman. And she looks to you and says, "Yes."
How effective of a commander would you say Commander Breakbone is?
I would say he's effective enough.
Really? And what about his two captains? Do they help him with his duties?
Certainly, that's their job.
How come the conditions in this camp have become so deplorable?
Well, the location isn't ideal. We were hoping to move to a different place, but since Camp Righteous, the commanders are not as willing to change locations, as this one is fairly secure compared to the other one. Of course, as you'll remember, at Camp Righteous, there were no walls erected anywhere.
And do you think the walls here will keep out the undead?
They've done a fine job so far. We've survived many attacks from the undead. We also often send patrols to preemptively find and kill the undead when we can.
How many people are within this camp? How many people are effectively on duty, as it were?
Oh,
Is it-
you know, 2 score, perhaps more. I don't have an exact number.
And how many of them are currently medically? Sorry, I'm just trying to think of the term. How many people are currently suffering medically in this camp?
Enough.
And then the commander asked us to head down to Port Nanzaru to send a message back. Did you did he say anything about bringing any of the sick and wounded back with us?
Yes, I believe that was part of the request that he gave you, which you denied.
We didn't deny it. We were going to give alternatives at the table. I mean, you must be
Do you
aware.
understand how conscription works?
Not really. No, I have never been told
I would have
anything.
imagined that a paladin such as yourself would understand what that means. You follow the orders of your commander when you are conscripted. Period. There's no negotiation in the military.
It's this whole conscription thing that I have trouble believing. We believe in if the people offer themselves to Lathander, then they volunteer themselves to the worship and the glory of Lathander. They aren't forcefully conscripted into such things. That doesn't seem right.
Extenuating circumstances call for extreme measures. I think you perhaps are judging a bit too harshly. The commander is a good man. As
Is he?
are we all. We are here to fight the undead, to protect the greater good, the greater populace. The amount of undead in these jungles is astronomical.
I don't have any doubts in your devotion to the destruction of the undead. They are indeed an abomination in this land, and that they must be defeated. But surely there are better ways of dealing with the situation than what is going on here. I mean,
Even if there were, it's not
you asked us to send the sick and the wounded, but could you not have them healed right now? I mean, I am a paladin of the Thunder. We are trained and versed in curing the sick and helping with and cleansing people of various diseases. I mean, surely we can cleanse the diseases that they have here and bring them back to the feet. It would certainly strengthen your position here. I don't know why Commander Breakbone would not allow us to even provide that opportunity. I mean, I made it very clear that I am a paladin of Lathander.
Yes, I heard you the first 10 times you said it. It's getting a
surely
bit
he-
old, actually.
Well, forgive me, but surely you understand the abilities that a paladin can do, and doing them, and what he can do right now would certainly be a lot more helpful.
How much
Then-
healing capability do you have?
Well, I have the power to cure people. I can heal people of their wounds, but I also have the power to cleanse people of diseases. Um, at the moment, in my strength, I could probably cleanse 8, maybe 9 of your people. And I'm not the only one here. There is also a cleric here who is also versed in healing and purification. And also, I can also purify any of your foodstuffs of any diseases that they may be infected with. I mean, those goats outside, your livestock, they seem very poor and ill health. If you are using them for food, I'm sure I can purify them of whatever diseases might infect them, so that your soldiers will be at least well fed enough.
That's not my decision to make. That's all well and good, Paladin of Lathander. But we are here on the front lines, so you don't get to speak high and mighty to me about that. You can save that for Judgment Day.
Well, suit yourself, but
It's not my decision to make.
you know, I've studied much history in the North, and the phrase "I was only following orders" has led to a great number of atrocities being inflicted on people. I hope you realize that your following orders may not always be the best way to live your life.
She doesn't respond
The
to you.
greater good. And then I go back to praying.
Okay. On to Druge.
Nondescript soldier in the healing tent.
Nondescript, yes. So, you are escorted into the the hospital, one of the hospital tents. There's 2. And Tim leads you into this tent.
Okay.
And inside you see several acolytes, priestly-looking folks, and a woman in white robes, who looks a bit more grand than the rest, but obviously not. She's not super fancy. Like she's got a white robe on, but you can tell like it's open, and she's wearing like slacks underneath, and she's got boots on. Because obviously, like, the conditions here, you can't walk around in robes. Your robes will get all muddy and horrible. But she looks a religious type, much like many of the folks here. And Tim will kind of lead you in and wave to one of the acolytes and says to one of the acolytes, "May we speak with Sister Sias, please? I have a matter of urgency." And the acolyte will nod and scurry over to the woman in the robe, who will turn and look at the 2 of you, but she's got gold-rimmed spectacles and black hair that's up in a bun. And she looks at the 2 of you and adjusts her glasses, and she focuses on you in particular. And she will walk over. And the other acolytes go about their business, and she kind of leads you off to an unoccupied area kind of near the door, or the entry way, because there's not really a door, it's just a tent flap. And she says, Master Firbolg, what are you doing here?
Despite the best attempts of your commander to foil our good intentions, I am here to help you.
I see. I understand that you are a cleric.
I am.
Well, and she'll snap and say, close off both tents so we can allow him to work. And they will obey. And she says, you may drop your guys while you're here. The commander never visits.
I shall do as she suggests.
If you
I'm
are...
assuming we've been stripped of all of our equipment and everything, right?
Yes, but Tim has your holy symbol.
Hey, look at that. Happens to be on my breastplate.
Oh, is it embedded in your breastplate?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was separate. Okay. You're probably still wearing that.
Got it.
I don't think they would strip you of your armor.
Got it. Right. I will ask our friend, not Timmy. Please point me to your brother.
He will point to one of the beds, and you see an even younger gentleman who looks very much like Tim. Who
All right.
looks severely wounded, and his skin is very pale, and his lips are almost blue.
We have not had a long rest yet, so
No.
I'm going to harness divine power and recover 2 spell slots of the 2nd level, if I may.
Okay. You may.
And then, I am good on 2nd levels. All right. Let us try a prayer of healing.
Okay.
Up to 6 creatures of my choice each regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay.
So, his brother and 5 others I will include in the spell. The
Alrighty.
first.
So, how many hit points do they regain back?
2d8 plus my spellcasting modifier, which is, I believe, 3.
Cool. Feel free
Nope.
to roll it.
4. I thought they rolled.
Oh, let me check the spell. Prayer
I
of
think-
healing.
No.
I think you roll the dice, and that's the amount of hit points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got it.
you roll it. Mm-hmm.
All right. They each get 12 hit points back. All 6 of them.
Great. You do that, and he looks a little bit better, but he doesn't seem fully better. His color returns a little bit, but he still looks quite like the wound in his side kind of closes up, and so he's not bloodied looking anymore, but his pallor is still quite bad.
May I aid myself and then do a medicine check? And figure out what
Sure.
the shit is going on?
Yeah.
15 plus. Let me do a little 4.
Oh, where are the freaking diseases on the list?
All right, that would be a 19 on the medicine check.
Okay. I think it's... Oh, here it is. Diseases. He has the shivering sickness. Wait, what did you roll?
19.
Yeah, that's good enough. He has the shivering sickness.
I will relate that, and I'm assuming. What is her name? Starts with a C. S.
Sister Sias.
Sister Sias. I'm assuming she already knows that he has the shivering sickness. I will make that clear.
Yeah. She nods and she says, yes, we have been treating him, but it is a very specific and severe infection.
I may need my paladin friend to help with this.
She
I can
says,
bring them back from death's door, but I cannot purify them in the way that a paladin of Lathander might.
And the boy on the bed kind of, I say boy, but he's probably like 18. Tim looks like he's in his 20s. He kind of opens his eyes a little bit, and he says, Tim? And Tim says, I'm here. And he says, I can't really see very well. And he says, go back to sleep. It's alright. We're getting you help. Sister Sias kind of looks at you and she says, where, she actually waves over an acolyte and she says, do you know where the paladin is? And the acolyte thinks for a second and says, I believe they are in the gatehouse. And
Please
she
bring the
says,
gnome as well. He has some skill also.
She kind of shakes her head and she says, I don't know that I could get any of your friends. And she looks to the acolyte and she says, see if you can get the paladin. More would be pushing it, and nobody knows that the cleric is here, so see if you can get the paladin. And the acolyte will scurry out of the tent.
I will, while we wait for the paladin, I still have 2 casts of healing word left. I'm not going to use them quite yet, but obviously, since I have a +7 on medicine, I will do everything that Sister Sias is doing, and I'll try to strike up a conversation with her. I will aid myself in case there's a persuasion check involved.
Okay.
But I would like to ask her, so how has the situation become this bad? One would think that you would abandon camp and go back to Port Nyanzaru before letting this happen.
I cannot abandon these men and women. It's too dangerous to travel with so many wounded. I'm sure, as you have traveled here, you understand the dangers of this place. And I'm probably using the word snowball to stupid effect if she is a native, but no, she's not. Pretty much everybody, with some exceptions, most of these people look Faerunian to you. They look like they're from Faerun.
Well, I will tell you, it's a snowball effect. The commander needs to not let it come to this situation. How has it come to this? Are his advisors not advising him? What is going on here?
The captains do what they can in absence of the commander's ability. And she's actually speaking quite freely compared to everybody else that you've interacted with. And she says, Commander Breakbone is a good man. However, he is not a leader. He is not equipped to lead this sort of expedition. He knows only battlefields and strategy upon which he does not have the competence or the skills to lead this sort of expedition against the hordes of undead.
Is there anyone lying in any of these beds that does have that skill?
No. I would say that the captains that serve him are best suited, and they do what they can to minimize the damage that the commander does. And they do their best to advise him, however, he is overwhelmed. He often seeks my counsel, but I am not the type of person to lead a military group. Sorry, go ahead.
How do we convince him that it is in his best interest to deal rationally with us?
If you help heal my people, I will do what I can.
How can we get the captains on board with this as well? Can you arrange a meeting while I am engaged in this work?
She thinks for a moment. She says, they are likely dining with the commander now. I think it would raise suspicion if I were to call upon them both. I do know that part of his proceedings for such things would allow you the opportunity to speak with the captains. Granted, he does this the way he should.
Which he may not.
I
It will
don't
take
know.
us. It will take us some time this evening. If there is any way you could arrange the meeting while I'm working, we would appreciate that very much. And it will go a long way towards helping all of these people in these tents.
She nods and she says, when my acolyte returns with her paladin, I will see what I can do.
I will continue. I'll use another cure healing word on whoever the most egregious. I'll have her gather the most egregious and try to bring them back from wherever they are. But I suspect I'm going to need some cure disease from my paladin friend, some laying on of hands. If you want to fast forward to that, that's fine.
Yeah. So you heal more people, different people, or the same ones?
Different people. I'm going to try to bring as many back as I can,
Okay.
so that no one is in danger of expiring overnight.
Yeah, and you could also, like, spare the dying, you know, tap them on the forehead as well, for if you don't want to burn all your spell slots. You know, for those who are, right, that's for, you touch yeah. So you could spare the dying on some of the more severely wounded folks. And some of them are quite diseased looking.
Yep.
Meanwhile, from one of the watchtowers in the distance, you hear "Hola, viola, vola." Meanwhile, at the gatehouse, you hear a knock at the door, and your not very friendly guard kind of sighs a little bit and turns and opens the door and says, she looks like she was about to say something nasty, and then she sees the acolyte and she says, "What is it that Sister Sighs requires?" And the acolyte says, "Well, we heard there was a paladin here. We require their assistance. I will ensure that they are safely escorted to and from the hospital tent. This comes directly from Sister Sighs." And you can see, Jugi, your guard visibly bristle at this. And she says, "Fine, but if anything happens, it comes on your head." And the acolyte says, "It won't.
Quick
Have a
question.
lovely evening, Floria." And she'll walk in, she'll brush past her and over to Jugi and says, "Come with me, dear. You are needed."
Quick question.
Yes.
Since we had a long rest, what was my mutation roll?
You had a long... Did we do a mutation roll for your long rest, prior to this? Because, like, you would have been having a long rest if you weren't moving. Now you're moving. It's nighttime.
Yeah, okay. Oh, if it's still nighttime, then yeah.
Did we roll for you yesterday, though? In
Um,
game time?
I think so.
I think it was the time when my ears shrunk. But then,
Oh, yeah, your ear shrunk. Okay.
Yeah.
But then the next time after that, I don't think.
No, you haven't had your long rest yet. Those who are not being pulled out of their cells are getting a long rest, though. We'll get to you guys in a bit, though. You may yet have the opportunity to get a full rest in, depending on how this goes. So the acolyte will walk over to you, Jugi, and say, "Come along, dear. You are needed."
I will go where the grace of Lathander leads me.
"Oh, it is nice to meet another acolyte of Lathander. There are so few of us here."
You worship Lathander too?
"I do."
I never thought I'd see. I never thought I'd see another acolyte of Lathander here in Chaltar.
"Most here worship Tyr and Helm, but they do not shy away from other lawful gods."
I'm glad to meet you. May I ask your name, please?
God damn it.
Barry the acolyte.
My name is Elka.
Elka. Which
Elka
which
the acolyte.
and where do you hail from? I don't recall. Seeing you at my.
I come from Stonebridge. It's a small town.
Stonebridge.
Yes, it's in Faerun.
I gather that I must visit. I must visit it once my quest here in Chalt is complete.
Yes, there's a lovely bakery there. It's the original Nana Toppins.
Well, judging by my experience with Nana Toppins here in Chalt, your town must be a thriving one indeed.
She was here? Ugh. As you're walking to the tent, she's just like, oh, I can't wait to get back to Port Nyanzaru. I can't say I'm a fan here, although I am doing the Morning Lord's work by healing those who are here.
Absolutely.
So the walk isn't very long from where you're at, and before you know it, you're at the medical tent.
I gotta say to her,
situated.
as we're walking into, I say, I have to say, my God, she certainly reminds me of someone at Fort Nyanzaru. That's for sure. Well, I was also held by a rather mean-spirited lady in Nyanzaru myself.
A mean-spirited lady?
Yeah, I think she said she was the captain of the guard or something. She's quite a nasty piece of work.
That sounds like a Chilton guard to me.
She is not a friend.
She is not your friend.
I don't seem to have
sorry, your audio kind of is wonking out a little bit.
I don't seem to have a lot of luck when it comes to the guards that seem to.
No, you don't. Says the DM. You ended up with the mean one. So there's a horse somewhere that's dreaming of a tiefling feeding it a Toppins donut. Oh my god. Sugar
Along
mama.
with some sugar cubes.
Sugar mama. That all being said, she leads you into the tent, and you can see that she has the key that Floria, how you now know was the name of your guard, had. And she takes off your shackles and says, well, I know that you are not the sort to cause trouble. So, don't worry about these. And she kind of drops them on the ground.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You see now that Druge is here and is working on healing people.
I will wave to my friend and say, I can help many, but many have diseases. I think you can help with that, yes?
Yeah, I think I can. Let's get to work. And I kind of. Are there any gloves here which I can kind of
Just
snap
like,
on?
yes. I'm just gonna say yes. Just for the effect.
Let's get to work.
Look.
And I am Jugi MD for the rest of the night.
Juki MD, yes you are. Okay. So that is all fantastic. I think it is time for a quick break before we get to the trial.
I'm assuming she's not going to be able to set up a meeting beforehand.
No. Nope.
All right. Pee break.
Yes, so we are going to take a quick 10-minute break, everybody. So stay tuned, get hydrated, get a little snacky snack, and we'll see you in 10.
Woo.
Hold on, I have to turn
No,
off
that's
things.
not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Now it's showtime, folks. And you can be sure it's the best show in town. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
up shop. We got a cleric paladin who is also setting up shop. We're gonna call our consortium Praetor's Haberdashery Consortium. We don't sell hats.
Is we don't sell hats part of the name?
No, I just thought I'd clarify.
Oh,
I like it better if it was part of the name. Yeah, me too.
Oh,
That would be very funny.
I mean, I'm the head of it, so like we could add that to the name.
Yeah, we will then. We're gonna have shirts made. I gotta get their portraits all put together, and we're gonna have merchandise.
Oh my god!
This is gonna be awesome.
Praetor's Haberdashery Consortium. Parentheses. We don't sell hats.
I would buy one of those shirts.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now.
They don't really apply to level 0 characters.
They don't? Okay. All right. So then I won't grab them. I thought that crit might be that extra one. Okay. So here's the regular damage. Oh, say good night, Francis. Oh, that's Chip. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, Chip.
Suck it, Chip.
Whoops. I thought
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted it.
This mountain is reserved for patrons.
But
it's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar. Like soft drinks, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
Through, and you're kind of at a point where you can't really wedge your way in there anymore. You're like,
Here, boy. Here, boy. Come. Here, boy. You can do it. Come on.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like 2 of those, please.
Hot dogs? Yes, sir.
And 3 of those. And 1 of those. And 5 bars of these. And a cup of that nice hot liquid.
Coffee. Coming right up.
Oh, and 2 bags of those peculiar white puffy material.
You mean our crunchy popcorn? Shall I wrap that for you, sir?
Oh, that's all right. My saucer's just outside.
They come from miles to enjoy our intermission.
I'm terribly sorry. Bjorn, you explode, and in your place is a sweet roll.
Nice.
Hello there. Give the demonstration of my new invention, the goodies machine. The machine turns out delicious hot doggies one after the other. And thirst-quenching sodas also. Gives popcorn of the most tasty kind, plain unbuttered. Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming hot coffee and ice cream too. These goodies are at our snack bar, just waiting for you.
Private messenger. Then do you know how to do that in Facebook? I mean, in Facebook, whatever. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
At least Facebook is still around
Wow.
hundreds of years into the future.
Hey, why mess with a good thing,
Go ahead
right?
and clip that one, guys. And you send that one to me later, too. Thanks a
As everyone
lot.
knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
There, and I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Ethan, there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream, Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Brass knuckles he's wearing, and the creature just.
How did the creature go?
One more time?
What? One more time?
No, that was it.
Like you crave that corn when it's freshly bobbed, you gotta beat it to the box with the butter on the top. Get with it, man. Start strolling down to the sweets that you're rolling, the best in town. Our candy's real gone, if I'm understood. To all you squares, that means the confection is positively delicious. Cork that stuff. Give me 5. Let me send you into this nutty jive. Go, man, go. It ain't very far. Shake it on down to this cool snack bar. Come on, Jill. Give us a treat. A friendly pepper-upper with a tasty beat.
Drink Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, 'cause it never lets you down.
Frosty, man. Frosty.
People, we might be able to take care of that. I
I'm
understand.
gonna sing the Doom song now.
Oh, God.
Doom, 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 da doom, doom, da doom, da doom, doom, da doom, 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 da doom, doom, da doom, doom. Doomy doomy. Doom doom doom. The end.
Music to the ears of the hungry. The sizzle of a mouth-watering hamburger. Fresh, lean beef done to a golden brown. Couched in a soft bun and garnished to taste. Man, that's hunger heaven. And you'll feel like you're heaven sent when you get one at our refreshment stand.
Happen. Let me see. Is there a deception check for a horse? Does a horse have a? Ooh, it's going for the
deception for a horse.
Yeah, a horse
I
has got
love it.
deception. So the horse goes up and you see it. It's looking a brief second. It looks at the plant like maybe it's something even tastier, but then it sticks out his tongue and it pulls back, and then it backs up. It's got the sugar cube in its mouth and its eyes go boing as his eyes just go, and it starts woo, and it starts bucking, and it just. And he was looking at something in his hand, and he is standing up, and he grunts out, "Who the F are you? What are you doing here?"
Housekeeping?
Housekeeping?
I'm dead.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
She had red whelps and skin was looking all grotesque and all that, and she let out a little bit of a mumbled roar, leveled the gun at everybody in the room there, and that was where we cut last week. So that was where we'll pick up the action now, unless there are any questions or anything else that the group would like to add.
I have a question.
Please ask away.
What is a mumble roar?
Mumble roar. Yeah, well, yeah, you know.
Uh-huh.
Settle back now, content, comfortable, well-fed, and ready for some fine entertainment. Is everybody happy? Then let's go. It's showtime.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service.
So let me turn on the audio. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
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 Anyway, we're back. So both Druj and both Druj and Jugi spend some time healing and helping the folks in the tent. Jugi, I was looking at your character sheet. You don't seem to have. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It doesn't look like you have any spells that cure diseases.
Lesser Restoration does.
Oh, there it is. I was looking for
lay on hands do it too?
Yeah, my lay on hands allows me to use up 5 points of each to cleanse a disease.
Okay.
So there's 6 right there. I've also got 2 casts of Lesser Restoration, which does another 2. But if I also use my Channel Divinity, I can restore 1 spell slot up to level 2. So if I restore a level 2 spell slot, then I can cleanse a 9th disease.
Fabulous. Okay.
That's where the 8 maybe 9 number came from.
Okay. Great.
But yeah, but also, if there's any food or anywhere in the tent, any food that they're giving to the sick people or anything like that, I'd also like to use Purify Food and Drink.
Okay.
To cleanse any potential diseases that might be infecting food.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. 100%.
I'll use a couple of level 1 spell slots to do.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, love it. So, do you heal Tim's brother?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I cleanse the people that seriously need, and Tim's brother is. I'm sure Druj will particularly point to
this one needs some special care.
Tim's brother, yeah.
So sorry, 1 second. So Tim stays with you the whole time, Druj. But he mostly is staying by like his brother's bedside and using the time that he has to be with him while you work. You feel pretty good that you feel very, very confident that you have made a friend here. You're friends now.
We are friends. How about the sister? Are we friends as well?
I would say, as you are both being prepared to be brought back to your cells, unbeknownst to the commander, she kind of pulls you both aside before you leave and says, "You have done a great service to me and to the people here. I will do my best to speak on your behalf and do what I can to alleviate the situation. Because a guilty verdict is not something any of us want. That entails some barbaric practices that I do not approve of."
Can I ask you something before we leave?
Go ahead.
Certainly.
Does either Commander Bonebreaker or the captains, do they have anyone they are close to, or any siblings or relatives or loved ones that do you know may have died and been brought back to life before this whole death curse came?
Let me roll. God, it's so hard to see in here. I need another light. She says, "Not to my knowledge. Not anyone affected by the death curse, if that's what you're getting at. However, the commander is quite close to Scout. Where are you? The scout named... His last name is Wolf. What's his first name? God damn it. Oh, Wolf Rigger. And she will describe him as an elf who is quite close to the commander. They have been friends since childhood. He is not affected by the death curse, however, he was wounded fairly recently, but is on the mend currently. He's in the other tent. But you guys were working in one.
Okay.
Yep. She didn't want to interrupt your chance to rest so much that it would cause you exhaustion, because she understands that tomorrow is important.
All right. Okay.
I would like to ask her if she will have an opportunity to speak with the captains before the trial.
I will try to do that. I cannot make you promises there, though. It depends on their schedule and whatever the commander has them doing.
I understand.
But I will do my best to put in a good word with them as well. But know that I personally will be speaking on your behalf.
I will smile at her and hold up my hand and tell her that I hope she rests in peace this evening.
She smiles and nods to you because she understands at this point that you're a death cleric. She thanks you for the kind words and sends you on your way. Tim will escort you back to where you were being held. And he actually looks at you quite apologetically when he puts the shackles back on you when you get back. Juki, you are escorted back to the holding cell without your manacles by the acolyte, and she's like, "Let Floria say what she wants. You didn't resist. You didn't try to do anything bad." There's clearly some animosity there. So you get escorted back, and you all now get a long rest. Let's roll to see if you get a mutation. 8.
Yeah, missed it.
Close. It was close that time. Morning comes, and with it the weather clears. You are each fed a fairly simple fare of breakfast. It's not like they're trying to starve you out. They are, lawful good for the most part here. They make sure that you're able to eat and get up and stretch and make sure that you've, had a good rest and all that. None of the guards treat you inhumanely in any way, shape, or form. And many of them appear to be quite sympathetic to each of you, with the exception of the one of the guards that had oversaw Jugi. Actually, Jugi, when you return, a different guard is there. Was there, rather, because they switch off at different intervals. So each of you have had at least 2 guards at this point, different guards that you've probably spoken to and made conversations with, and most of them are reluctant to speak directly out against the commander, but they clearly are sympathetic to all of you, for the most part. That being said, not long before you are escorted back to the command tent, where Commander Breakbone is. And now, as you walk, there's a throng of people around the command tent, and the flaps are tied open, rather. And you see Sister Sias and her acolyte, Elka. She seems to be like the chief acolyte under the sister. And seems to have some authority here as well. You also see the captains. Captain, I keep forgetting, their names are so weird. Captain Firebeard, who is a gold dwarf, and Captain Salhana, who is a human woman. Captain Firebeard is male in appearance. They are, Sister Sias actually has like full Templar-like regalia on right now. And the commander is standing at his table with the captains are actually standing outside of the tent, and Sister Sias gives Druj, you a little nod as you approach the tent. The throng of people outside of the tent are a mixture of Faerunians and Chultans. You can see now that they do employ Chultans here. Many of them appear to be traditionally dressed and not religiously dressed, and are perhaps volunteers or conscripts who have decided to stay and fight the undead hordes. Many of them look a little bit worse for wear, kind of haggard, I would say, even. So it's pretty easy to get a read on the room, if you will. These people are just waiting to see what the fuck happens and what kind of part they're going to have to play in it. And you are led into the tent and brought before the commander, who is in uniform now instead of armor. And he's sitting behind the table now. Tim escorts you all into the tent and kind of stands off to the side, and he kind of exchanges a look with you, Druj, and Jugi as well. Kind of catches your eye, and Sister Sias also enters the tent. And the commander says, Sister Sias, I understand that you have need to speak with me about these individuals. And she says, yes, I have. I have employed both the cleric and the paladin, and they have done much to heal our sick and wounded. In fact, they have cured almost all of the eastern tent. And he kind of raises a brow at that. And she says, to punish them for being unwilling to make a 20-day journey beyond their initial goal is heretical. I will not allow it. And the dwarf captain speaks up and says, Commander, these people are here to stop the death curse, from what I understand. You should let them speak for themselves. I would not pass judgment so hastily. And he kind of leans, the commander leans forward in his chair and says, Speak then. I will hear what you have to say. But it had better be a good excuse.
I'm gonna aid Juki.
There you go. That's the start thing.
No pressure on me, huh? Okay.
Buddy.
Yeah. I say to him, Commander Breakbone, my company and I came here not only to provide aid, but to use this place as a stopping point on our quest to help rid the world of this death curse that is currently plaguing our lands. Now, the death curse is not just affecting people who are dying right now. Is people who have died before and have become resurrected before this curse occurred. They don't have long left to live. There are hundreds and thousands of people that have been brought back in the grace of whatever God brought them back. I don't know if you know any people or have any friends or loved ones that have died before and were brought back to life, but we certainly do. We have friends, we have loved ones, we have people that we have cared for in our lives. And this death curse is not something that we can just simply ignore and continue just living our lives behind while it still occurs. This is a source of great evil. And it needs to be stopped. And we cannot stop it if we are held back and if we're sent back on long journeys away from where we need to go. I understand you are here for the greater good, but there is no greater good than what we are trying to do. We have done as much as we can to help you. And we have done things that I'm sure that you are, I hope, grateful for. I'm sorry if we offended you in our refusal to go back, but what we did was a far greater thing than what we could have done for you then. We can send a message back for reinforcements straight away without even having to leave. And as you have seen, we have helped cleanse your soldiers of the disease when they might have died on the way here. And there would have been no way to bring them back with this death curse on our hands. I ask that you forgive us and let us go on our way. Not only in the grace of Lathander, but in the grace of Tyr, in the grace of Helm, in the grace of all of the gods of goodness and justice.
Roll me persuasion. Don't forget you've been guided.
Don't fuck it up.
What was the guide thing? Was it
a D4?
It's a D4.
It's a good speech.
Oh wait a minute! I've got advantage. Don't I have advantage on this one?
I think you do. Or
Yeah,
is
I
that Hebram? I can never keep track.
Sorry, I've just got to find my character sheet.
It is.
I think it's Rachel Trinks. No, I just.
You have proficiency in persuasion.
I have proficiency, so...
Yes.
Okay.
You have advantage on wisdom and charisma saving throws.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't suppose my flee was good enough to grant advantage, or... Okay.
You know what? Because Sister Sias is speaking on your behalf, I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay, cool.
She
I'll give it to
basically
you.
told him to be a heretic.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yep.
Yes.
What'd
Okay, so that is 28.
Nice. Yes. We love to see it.
Was.
We
First roll
love
was
to
a
see
4. First roll was a 4. Second
That was
roll
like
was
the
19.
speech of a lifetime then.
There we go. All right. The commander kind of sits and absorbs everything that you have to say, and you can see that he's actually he looks at you while you're speaking, but he's also looking at Sister Sias, who basically just said that and announced in front of the entire camp that if he does not excuse them, that that he's a heretic. And
I mean, she's not wrong.
He nods to everything that you're saying. There isn't a dry eye in the room after that stirring appeal. I agree. He says, "Do you want a job?" The commander nods to this and says, "Forgive me. I have been too hasty. The conditions here are beyond anything any of us are prepared for. And I let that shorten my sight. I thank you for your aid. And if you wish to leave now, you are free to go. If you wish to stay and assist, I would appreciate it." And he kind of looks at Sister Sias as he says that, and then looks back at the party in turn. If you are still willing to contact Port Nyanzaru and relay the message, that would be most appreciated.
I think we can spare one more day, and certainly contact Port Nyanzaru.
Just need my stuff back.
We can help.
Oh yeah, there's guards standing by that actually have your stuff.
We can help clean up what we can for one day, but we cannot delay our quest any further. We have a long journey ahead of us, and we need to do this as quick as time as possible. We can stay to provide aid for one day at least. Also, is Iku with us, by the way?
Iku is with you all, yeah.
Okay.
You don't know where she was held.
Also, I would need to speak to our guide, because if we need to travel further ahead into the jungle, if we are not going to be traveling by river any longer, then we may be able to at least spare our canoes to provide any evacuation attempt if you start to become overrun. That, but if only if we are traveling, only if we have to travel further into the jungle from this point.
Let me double check the map.
And I will address this to the commander and the captains. May we speak with your best trackers?
He nods and says, "Certainly. Any particular reason?"
We are headed towards and completely and utterly, and I'm sure Kirsten wrote this down, the Shrine of what?
Orlunga.
Orlunga.
Which is east of Mbala.
We are looking for it.
Mbala. 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 Are we gonna mbop it? Yeah. Hanson references and we lose half of our viewers. Just kidding. I'm Iku kind of pipes up at this point. She seems to have kept quiet during this time, and says, well, taking the boats to the basin would be faster, but Mbala and Oralunga are in the jungle. So we would have to leave the boats sooner than later. Excuse me.
Awful.
Thank you.
I think I would rather leave the boats here than just kind of leave them on the shore somewhere.
Yeah, especially with those goblins around.
Those fuckers.
Sister Saya speaks up and says, the donation would be most appreciated, and on your way back, we would be happy to, of course, give them back to you. We could treat it as a loan.
Of course.
Of course.
Rancid will peek out from behind one of the other Thal people. And say, Commander, Commander, if I may.
Yes.
How do you all fare on weapons and armor and gear?
We are
and other wares.
We are always in need of more.
Well, if you have an anvil or a setup somewhat nearby, I can assist with that.
We do.
If we're
Nudge
staying
Rancid, be
for
like,
another day.
Hey, Rancid.
If he says Commander Dickweed, we're screwed. From Dickweed to Dickwad. Trouble, you crack me up. Oh my god.
Lord Farquaad,
Lord Farquaad. Wow, we got some Shrek references here.
This is prime entertainment.
It really is.
Rancid will kind of nudge Rosie back and is like, give it a second.
Okay, Jesus.
He says we do have an anvil. It's in the middle of the camp, actually not too far behind the tent here.
Well, do you have any broken anything I can scrap down for materials for new items and new gear?
Yes. I know what you're getting at. He just says yes to your request.
Okay, good. Excellent.
There are materials and broken weapons that you may utilize as materials if you wish.
Thank you. If there's nothing else, I'll go ahead and get the hell out of here and get to work.
Yeah, as you wish.
I'm gonna go over to the guard that is holding my stuff and just yank it from him and follow after Rancid.
Oh no, he readily hands it to you.
Yeah, I just give me that.
Yeah, no, they give you back all your stuff.
Do I see Reuven on my way out heading towards the forge area?
Totally. I'm just gonna say yes.
I just kind of look at him, give him that hey.
He's like, hey. He totally finger guns back at you. He's a cool guy. Jurors, to your request, the scouts that are summoned, there's two of them. There's a Cholton woman and an elven man. And sorry, I have to fix my chair. The elven man is kind of tall for an elf, and he quite handsome, I would add as well. And he introduces himself to you as Wolfrigger, and he says, I am happy to assist with tracking if you need. What is it that you require?
I would like Iku and Vola to be part of this conversation.
Okay.
We are looking for the shrine of Orlunga east of Mbala.
Mbala.
Have you been there? How can we get there, and how can we get there safely?
Well, Ego says that she knows the way to Orlunga very well. She has been there many times.
But
Wolf,
they may have recent information.
Wolf will, he says that the patrols don't usually take them that far out, because on foot, it's at least a 10-day to get to Orlunga from here, on foot. Potentially a little less if you use the canoes to get down into the Aldani Basin, but you still have to trek inland to get there.
Do you have any information about what we might encounter?
Undead. Everywhere. And other beasts that fill the jungles, all sorts. I'm sure you've encountered plenty already.
And I'm gonna look at Iku, and is this helping her at all? She's just nonplussed.
She is completely aware of all of these things.
All right. I thank you for your information, and we may, if there's anything else you can provide to help us, information.
He says, I would avoid Mbalo if you can. We tend to not patrol in that direction.
Why?
There's something about that area doesn't seem right.
Explain.
Everything is dead in that area. The trees, the grass, all of that. It's not natural. It doesn't seem natural to me. It is as though some kind of foul presence has killed things in that area.
I understand.
We do not leave the area, too far of an area beyond the camp, unless we are going on patrol for undead. And even then, we typically travel northwards towards the port, and then travel back to the camp.
I'm gonna okay. I'll say thank you for your time. And
sure.
As they walk away, I will mention to Iku and Vola, this seems like a particularly ill-fated venture for these people.
Iku nods and says, this is why I generally do not get involved with people of this ilk.
They're all going to die here.
Most likely. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that is often the way with ventures such as these. They do these for the greater good.
The greater good.
The greater good.
The greater good.
Alternate episode title. The greater good.
I think it is
starring Commander Dickweed.
Yep, Commander Dickweed.
That guy.
Thanks for not saying that to his face.
Yeah.
Well, he almost did.
Are we taking the canoes? Shall we?
No, I think we're leaving them behind.
I mean, it would like in all realism,
like a day.
An ideal traveling scenario, it would only shave off a couple of days if you took the boats.
Besides, I've got a way to be able to carry our supplies anyway. Besides our backs.
Got it.
Me
Then
too.
let us continue on into the jungle.
Let's spend the day cleansing diseases.
Yeah, we're spending a day here. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the sending stone and, because I'm in possession of it, I guess.
Yeah.
And contact. She doesn't really want to hear from me, but I'm gonna contact her anyway.
Yeah, probably not. What are you saying to the stone?
I'm just like, hey, it's Rosie. We're not in trouble or anything, but we were wondering if you could contact, if Wakanga could contact the Merchant Princes. The Order of the Gauntlet here at Camp Vengeance is in distress, and they need supplies and medicine and healers.
ASAP.
As soon as possible.
Oh man, that was a terrible roll on my part.
Beep.
Yeah, you get a busy signal.
Okay, Duff.
I rolled a 1. Yeah, you get a busy signal.
God damn it!
Don't
What
you
does a busy signal sound like in a-
call me Duff? How dare you?
What is a busy signal?
We are
sound
different
like in a
people.
Sending stone.
I rolled to see if she was near the stone or not. Okay.
I'm gonna look at Ranson and be like, "Got a busy signal."
All of our mages are busy.
Should I try again later?
Yeah, I would try again later. She
All
might
right.
be doing.
Is there no
something, I
answering?
don't
Dead,
know.
Is there no answering machine?
No, that's not a thing.
There's no email address or anything like that.
If
Ramsey,
only.
You don't think that she or she had a couple she had a few more weeks in her, right?
Yeah, I don't think that. No, I don't think that. She's probably doing Sylvanie things. I don't know.
Sylvanie
she's a very
things.
mysterious woman. She's
right.
probably busy doing something.
All right, I'll trust that. So anyway, can you make me a sword?
Niles kind of
Sword,
hears all this. I mean, the commander, and he says, "Oh, it's all right. If they didn't answer, we'll try and find another way."
No, I'll keep trying. It's fine. I don't mind being bothered.
She really doesn't.
All right.
She's
then.
really good at it.
He looks at each of you in turn and is just like, "All right. Well, carry on how you like. I will be here should you require anything."
Right. So anyway, Rosie, you said sword, but he kind of leans and he doesn't even have to lean because you have a great sword. He's like, what's wrong with that one?
It requires 2 hands.
Most large weapons do.
I would like one that only requires 1 hand.
Okay. Anything in particular?
I don't know, like a short sword or something, just so I can be like, "Fwa, shield, fwa fwa."
You want something you can fwa with your shield with.
Yeah, because we kind of got caught with our pants around our ankles back in the back there with the monkeys.
Well,
Fwa with your shield and pants around the ankles and monkeys.
Fwa fwa. I would like to not have that happen again.
So you basically want something as a source of backup,
Yeah.
in case we get attacked in the middle of the night and you don't have time to don your armor.
Yeah, so I can fwa fwa with my shield.
So you can fwa with your shield. Okay.
Fwa.
All right.
I mean, it's a sound effect,
Fwa shield. Yeah. A short something. I'll tell you what. How about you leave that part up to me? I'll come up with something.
Yeah, you know what? I trust you.
Question mark?
Question mark?
Just make sure it can fwa,
Do you doubt my abilities to create things?
No, that's not what I said.
At this moment, a goose walks up.
I fucking behead that little son of a bitch right where it stands. You've honked your last honk, you son of a bitch.
No, there's no goose. I wish there was a goose, though.
It becomes an undead goose.
An undead goose. The giant undead goose.
It follows us for the rest of our journey.
Then I beheaded again. Right.
The sky darkens and you look up, and it is not a dragon. It is, in fact, a giant undead goose.
Yeah. Ranzit looks up at Rosie and is just like, Your tone says otherwise. I think you doubt my capabilities. I'll remember this.
I don't have any abilities. I think that you could do whatever you set your heart to. And I'm gonna give him a little boop on his nose.
Even after I made you a paddle for Camilla, and this is the thanks I get.
It was very useful.
I'm
very sure.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, you did.
I'm just glad you didn't take my hammer.
No, I think that you are very capable of creating whatever. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
You
go.
doubt my ability to make something that can fwa with a shield.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go now. I'll talk to you later. Make sure you get the fwa right, okay?
Oh my god.
You need anything, you let me know.
Okay, cool.
Jeff sees you walk by, Rosie, and he's like, "Hey."
This still sounds like a.
What's up, kid?
I'm gonna go to the tent and start healing people and go fwa fwa.
Fwa fwa.
Yeah. I sent you a message in Discord, Mandii. Also, is there anybody around the forge area, or is it like literally just me there?
It's just you right now.
Okay. I will try to track somebody down. And like send for Reuben to come assist me.
Okay.
Because I'll need a hand.
Yeah, Reuven will totally help you because he's a bro.
Totally.
Let me see. That is a great question. Oh, well, it is magic technically. So yeah, I would say Arcana. And you're quite proficient in Arcana, so it should be easy for you.
Okay, cool. All right.
Just gonna make it up because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, what are you talking about? I know everything. I am omnipotent! Ha No, I'm not. I wish. That'd be pretty dope. Honk! Honk! I'm just doing it because I know. I'm just doing it because I know Josh is watching.
Where's that soundbite?
Oh boy. He angy.
Why are you so angry?
Hold, please.
He's too cute to be angry.
Excuse
like
you,
that.
good sir. Oh, hello. Okay, I guess you're mine now. Oh, hello, Mr. Barky Pants.
Barky Pants.
Pork.
Hi, pork. Mr.
Pork, honk.
Honk. Honk, pork.
Mr. Barky Pants.
Yeah, I did just call him Mr. Barky Pants because he was barking.
Mr. Barky Pants.
Come here, Mr. Barky Pants. Come on. No? Okay, you can sit by me. You're a good boy. He's like, let me out! Fine, go bother your sister then. Go.
Let me out. Let me in.
Go bother your sister then. No, you're gonna stay here?
I want out. I want in.
Yeah. I opened the door and he wouldn't go, so whatever.
Basically, I'll kind of, stoke the fire, get everything kind of started up, and wait for Reuven to arrive, and then, just be like, I need a hand, the basic stuff here, and just kind of make idle chit chat while we're working, so that doesn't take up the rest of the night.
Okay.
And,
yeah, just idle chit chat. Do your rolls.
Yeah.
You don't have to RP out making armor and stuff. I wouldn't make you do that unless you wanted to.
Right.
Unless you really wanted to.
And I sent you another message telling you what I'm doing.
Oh God, you're so high maintenance. Gross. I'm kidding. You're super low maintenance. I'm just kidding.
As far as that, I could make it worse.
Okay. Okay, that works for me.
And because Rosie doubts my abilities, I'm gonna make her roll last.
Okay.
The fuck do I gotta roll for?
No, I'm making your roll for your item last.
Aww.
Last but not least? Question mark. Oi, get away from that. Don't make me banish you. Okay, he's gonna lay down.
That's
He's
good.
being good. Wow, I need to know what the rolls are. Hold your horses there, sir.
Oh no, I'm rolling all 6 of them right now.
Oh, okay.
For those, and then I'll roll for the regular ones.
Okay. Regular rolls. Regular rolls.
Regular roll. Come on, and don't fail me now. All right, and Rosie's roll. That is a natural 1 of a nope, so I'm gonna burn an inspiration.
Karma right there.
Yeah.
So Rosie gets for being.
I had it right. I had a good reason not to trust you.
That's what Rosie gets for being a dick.
Yeah, for a natural 20 on the reroll.
Nice. Okay. Both ends of the spectrum. What were all your other rolls?
Okay, in order they were 17, nat 20, nat 20, 15, 25, and nat 20.
Crazy.
17, 20, 20, 15, 25, 20?
Yes.
Did I miss one? Oh no, you said 6 rolls. Never mind. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I would say all of them except for the 15 make it.
Okay, cool. And then for the mundane ones, I'll just make one regular roll.
Regular roll.
That would be a 23.
Okay. Good enough.
I think you should name the sword that you give Rosie Dickweed and put like in gold and embossed.
No, it should just say fuck boy.
As long as it fwafwas, Rosie does not care.
It should just, never mind, fwafwa.
Fwafwa.
Right.
In gilding across the blade. On the flat of the blade. Fwafwa. You already have a shield, don't you? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say that the low roll, the 15 one, will just be a regular thing.
Like a long sword, short sword, what?
Yeah, just like the mundane item. It would be three weapons and 2 bits of armor. I will look over to Reuben and say, I believe that is about all that I can do today. And there, there's a stack of swords, stack of basic shields, and all this kind of stuff over there. And I will go to hand him one of the swords and say, as a thank you for helping.
Oh, so you give him... So what kind of sword do you give him again? I'm sorry.
It's whatever sword that he currently has, but it's a +1 version.
Okay. Yeah, he probably just has a regular longsword. So he'll take the +1 and he kind of looks at it and says, "Really? Are you sure? This is really nice."
Oh, well, thank you. You see, unlike... You see him kind of look around. Unlike Commander Dickhead.
That would be Dickweed.
Dickweed, I'm sorry. Bourbon. Unlike Commander Dickweed, I appreciate people that help.
He smiles at you and he thanks you for it. Also, thank you, Lord Gosumba, for your sub.
Well, Jay,
17 months!
Whoop-de-whoop.
Whoop whoop! 17 months in a row. Pew 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 pew.
Pew pew.
Hope you are doing well, good sir.
Pew 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 pew.
Pew 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 pew.
And and then I will take and I will tell him that the other sword is to
Oh, for God's
sake. I tell him hand it off to
Out. Come on, go. Sorry, I'm listening.
Yeah, like I wouldn't know anything about his brother per se, character-wise. It's like, you pass that one along to another soldier that you think should have it. Like, if there's a family member here or something, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh,
at Reuven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, that was Tim, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Tim.
Yeah.
Tim. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll tell him hand it off to somebody else that he thinks should have a fancy sword.
Okay.
And then I will take the
He'll probably give it to Tim. They're buddies.
Yeah.
Aww.
And I will take the other 3 items with me.
Okay. Great.
And I will track down Druge first.
Okay. Druge is in one of the hospital tents.
I will
Now
start.
he's headbutting the door because I kicked him out. He was growling at me to let him out. Now he's headbutting the door.
I thought you were telling me Druge was headbutting the door.
No, the dog. I'm
was
sorry.
like,
He's distracting the
since
shit
when
out
did
of me right now.
Since when did the tents have doors?
No.
I will
Druge
head
is
toward.
headbutting the door.
I will head towards the tent, holding, like not really holding anything because I just put it in the bag. I'll kind of look around. I'll look down at the mud for a second and go, reach down, kind of get my hands a little dirty, kind of rub some dirt on my face, especially under the eyes, and I kind of walk through the tap or the flap of the tent and just start going, acting like a zombie.
Do you really want to do that? Because...
And that's the response, by the way. The biggest belly laugh you've ever heard Druge give.
Oh boy. Yeah, you recognize it right away. Some of the acolytes like jump, like one of them looks like she's readying a spell, and then she sees Druge laugh and she's just like, oh.
You have to understand his macabre sense of humor.
They all kind of look at you a little bit like, what the fuck?
And I'll go, Druge, your armor, yeah, it's nice and all, but yeah, anyway. He reaches in the bag and he just like throws a thing of plate armor down and goes, I might be a little biased, but I think that one's better. Enjoy. You gotta make sure you keep the cleric alive. And I walk out the tent to go find Rosie.
Is it actual plate armor?
Yep.
I smile and
right? It's full plate, right? Or is it half plate?
Whatever it is that he wears.
Oh. What are you? You have half plate, I think, right?
I'm wearing a breastplate. If it's full plate, my armor class goes to 20.
Equipment. You have half plate right now.
Yeah, I'm wearing a breastplate.
Yeah, half plate has got more. I mean, if you'll allow it, I'll say it was full. I can say I made full plate. If not, half plate's fine because
I don't know what the limitations are for.
It depends on whether.
It depends on the amount of.
Oh no, it can't. Yeah.
Was it magic armor? This one?
Yeah.
So it's a +1. I would say it's half plate +1.
Yeah, it depends on whether Druge has.
Yeah, I can't wear. I can wear medium armor. I can't wear full plate. So.
Yeah, full plate is heavy armor, and you're not proficient. I mean, you could wear it. It just wouldn't be great for you.
Yeah. What is the highest AC granting medium armor?
It's the one I'm wearing.
Half plate.
Okay.
So we could call it half plate +1.
There you go. I will update my character sheet. I will give my new
I
friend a
think it
hug.
will,
I mean, I would have taken the full plate.
Actually, I don't know if I can. Oh, I can't customize it for you. Okay. Let me see.
Is half plate medium or heavy?
Half plate is medium.
Yep.
Yes.
Full plate is.
That is correct.
Heavy.
Because I can wear heavy.
Armor. Half. Is there not like a half plate +1?
I'm looking for it.
Oh, here it is. Add.
Yeah. And then.
Did you make it with his holy symbol in it?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
Sure.
Here, so.
Yeah, basically the way all that works, how it's written off in the equipment is
I added
it's
it to
something
your
that
sheet,
you
so.
apply to it. So I mean, he could apply the holy symbol onto it too.
Yeah,
so.
you could.
Yeah. And then I will go track down Rosie.
Okay. Really quick, what's Vola doing during all this? You've been awfully quiet there, friend. Sorry if I left you. Sorry if I left you out.
That's all right. There's been a lot going on. I think my main concern during this whole time, throughout this entire thing, was to make sure people were still singing my song.
So you're probably hanging out in one of the mess tents and...
Yeah. Like,
okay.
I'm
cool.
partying it up a bit. Yeah.
All right.
As much as you can party it up.
She's a woman of the people. She's making friends.
I am a woman of the people.
At some point, I would actually, after I've done, like, you know, my cleansing of the diseases for...
Yeah.
I'm going to leave one level 2 spell slot left available, and I'm going to go find Voda.
Okay.
Who is off singing?
Yeah, she's singing with some soldiers.
You could just follow the singing to find her.
You hear in the distance in the camp. Hola.
The song of our people.
I want to think that the song has morphed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking there needs to be a new mantra.
Ooh.
A new song that births from the other song. But I haven't quite figured it out yet.
Maybe the soldiers here will make it up, help you.
Yeah, like maybe they riff off of it.
Yeah, like just workshopping the song together.
Yeah,
into a death
totally.
metal song.
Oh my god.
Oh god, yeah.
Vola, Banana Vanna, Vivi, Volvan.
No, I don't ever say that. Let me think about it. But there's inklings that's happening.
There was a farmer who had a goose, and Vola was its name. Oh.
Song hot. So anyway, I go find Vola.
Jugi finds Vola. Okay, you find her quite easily. You just follow the sound of singing.
Actually, first, before I go to find Vola,
Sure.
after my cleansing, I ask one of the guard people if there's an exit point to go into the jungle from Camp Vengeance. If there's a safe place that I can cast a spell, that will help us in our trip into the jungle.
A safe place?
Well, not safe. I mean, as in like a spot, in like a clearing or something that I can quickly.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
Okay, I'm just going to type it into Discord private message just quickly, but.
Oh, I know what you're doing. Yes, there is a spot where you can do this. You don't even have to type it to me. I know what you're getting at.
All right, cool. Okay. So I go to Vola, and
I love this, by the way. I'm just gonna shut up now.
Did you know in Italian that vola means fly?
Foreshadowing?
Pretty fly for an orc chick.
She fly as fuck though.
Anyway, go ahead.
So I'm gonna go to Vola and I say, "Hey Vola, would you mind giving me giving a hand quickly with something, and I'll show you something cool in response."
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, we need to get all the stuff out of the canoe because we're going to be heading into the jungle on foot from here on. So
Right.
I need you to bring some of our gear over to this spot, and I kind of like show her where the spot that we need to get all the goods ready.
Just me? Just by
Well,
myself?
Well, at the moment the others are kind of. I mean, if Rosie's free, then maybe she might be able to help.
I'm fine with it. I haven't had a good workout in a while. It's fine. I'm cool. Whatever.
You can easily handle.
That's
handle
fine.
the equipment.
That's Yeah. I'll totally do it.
Okay. So I'm going to go to the spot, and I'm going to onto my knees, and kind of. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna help with some of the items that to bring over, and kind of like talking. And while doing that, kind of like talking to Vola, checking how she's doing, how she's feeling about the situation and everything.
Well, if Dickweed hadn't let us go, there would have been some pain involved.
Yeah, I can understand that, but don't you feel kind of gratified that we've actually done some good here without resorting to?
I mean, I'm not exactly the healer type, but I'm really glad, I'm with the healer types that could do all the good stuff. I mean, that's nice. I'm glad we could help these people, but
Well, don't worry, Vola. I'm sure the time will come when use of excessive force will be authorized. The glory of Lathander often requires excessive violence, and
I just go Bala. That's fun to say. Now, it's not just about excessive force. I enjoy helping people too. It's not all about excessive force, but it's just what I'm better at. It's what I do.
Okay. So I am going to. We're getting all the stuff ready to start to head out on the next day. Just as we're bringing in the last of the stuff, I'm going to kneel down in the spot and start praying to Lathander. And I say to Vola, if you want to watch, go ahead. This is going to be pretty cool, and I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start praying to the Lathander. O holy Lathander, in the grace of the light of the morning, Lord, I ask thee, and I spend basically 10 minutes chanting in Celestial to bring a creature to us that will help us in our needs, that we will be able to carry our supplies and ride forth into glorious battle with. And I've been looking this up on D&D Beyond and checking out what I can do. And I am going to use my Divine Steed spell.
Ooh. Fancy.
And coming out of the jungle is a Hadrosaurus covered in sort of celestial golds and silvers with a saddle on its back. And basically the dinosaur equivalent of religious barding.
Vola is suitably impressed and quite shocked by what she sees.
Yeah, I looked at Hadrosaurus. It's a semi-quadrupedal herbivore, recognizable by its bony head crest. It says if raised as a hatchling, but this is a divine summon, as it were. So it can be trained to carry a small or medium rider, so it can be used as a steed in this description. And yeah, and I go to Vola and I say, would you like to name this great steed?
Yes, I would. It's I would be very happy if we could name it Barry.
Barry the Hadrosaurus. All right.
Kind of like naming it Barney, but not quite. Like,
a purple dinosaur though.
But it's more funny because of the Barry thing. But yes, it's Barry the Hadrosaurus. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Barry it is. Oh boy, I love this group so much. Okay, so you finally are able to use your Find Steed.
Yep.
Spell.
Find steed named Barry.
Find the steed named Barry. The Hadrosaurus. Yes. So, back to the other duo, Rosie and Ranzit. Ranzit, you're delivering your Rosie's sword.
Right. I guess I track her down, whatever crazy shenanigans she's up to.
I am being super normal. Not at all being weird.
I press X to doubt.
Press X to doubt, indeed.
You see Ranzit approach you. Both of his arms are kind of behind his back, like he's walking Morpheus style, approaching up towards the tent.
No pimp walking.
Or no, because I don't have a cloak made of rock feathers. But he is kind of walking like with a purpose. And as he approaches you, he just kind of goes.
Hi.
Hello there, doubter of my abilities.
What'd you cook up? Something good?
I think so.
Like Pierre.
You said you wanted a short sword. Well, I didn't make you a short sword. Because that's kind of pointless. That sounds stupid.
Short sword for that.
Because
I'll cut you.
They don't go flaw. Something goes flaw better, right?
Yeah. You. How do I say? Finesse isn't your strong suit.
I mean, yeah, but you didn't have to say it like that.
Well, yeah. So
Words hurt sometimes,
Yeah, they sure do, don't they? And he'll reach down and he'll open up the bag, and he pulls out something I guess would be similar in length to a weapon, but it's wrapped up. And he kind of sets it over in front of Rosie. Instead, I made a long sword.
I'm gonna grab it
I'm gonna grab it.
and start unraveling. Like, was it like covered in cloth?
Yeah, it's just wrapped.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it.
Okay, roll me a dexterity save.
You motherfucker.
I'm kidding. You unwrap it.
I'm so disappointed.
You see a very smoothly made, somewhat intricate. It looks like it could be better, but the limited resources. But the hilt has at the end, what's it called? The pommel is kind of been forged into the head of what looks like a creature with horns.
Yeah.
It's metal as fuck.
And the handle is black because, again, limited resources.
I'm sure she hates that.
I know. Terribly sorry. The hilt is not like your normal long sword where it just has two protruding points on either side. It has several, and they all kind of curl to look like horns from a certain god of murder. And as she's holding it, I'll say, bring it down here for a moment.
I'm a squat.
And it's like, you said you wanted something to go fwa fwa with your shield, right?
Yeah, I like the flaws.
Okay. Watch this then. And Ranzit's hand starts to glow, and he kind of waves it over the blade, and you start seeing runes start to appear and glow in the blade.
Oh, shit.
But it's in It's got a lot of fancy script and like flowy thing, whatever. However the fuck you describe that shit. Throughout.
Flourish.
And yeah, flourishes throughout, and the runes are in a language that you don't know.
Does it translate to Fwa? Please say yes.
What's it say, Rancid?
Oh, what, the runes?
Yeah.
Those are old gnomish runes.
Does it say? Is it Fwa runes?
Roughly translated, it translates into Fwa.
Oh, I love this. I love this for myself.
Jesus Christ. Fucking artificers.
And then he reaches into, or he starts to reach in his bag. He's like, so, do you doubt my ability still? And he just kind of has a smirk on his face, like.
I'm gonna kind of give it a little, test the balance and everything of it. Be like, nah, this is a good Fwa sword. I like this.
God damn it.
I'm gonna kill a lot of motherfuckers with this.
Good. And just to show you as a friendly reminder to never doubt my abilities again, I also made this. And he pulls out another item that is much wider and is also wrapped.
The fuck is this now?
Is it for me?
No, it's for the other person standing behind you.
I don't know. I didn't expect 2 gifts in one day. You are being very generous today, Ranzit. I'm gonna take the thing and unwrap it.
You unwrap it and you see a breastplate that is kind of you can tell it's made out of metal, but it is black in color.
Oh shit.
With accents with the accents on the where the plate, the folded up edges and everything are golden. And as you're holding it up, he's like, wait a minute, there's something missing. Oh, I know what it is. And you see him kind of reach out and his hand starts to glow and he again, and you start to see all kinds of flourish and everything, and you see a symbol of 2 interlinking R's with a W, like a fancy looking W kind of connecting them, appear emblazoned on the breastplate.
What is that?
Murder plate. Murder plate.
That's my symbol.
Did you just brand me?
No, I branded my piece of work.
It's called a copyright. Oh my god. Don't choke, Seth, I'm so sorry.
She knows what to kill me.
Oh, God.
Basically, it's all very interwoven. So you have to actually look in order to see the brand part. Otherwise, it all works.
So it is a brand. So you're agreeing it's a brand.
I mean,
I didn't.
It's like a signature on his work.
Yeah,
brand ambassador.
He's a creator. This is his signature.
So what does it do?
If you use your phone's camera function, then it'll take you to his website.
Yeah.
Man, if she's gonna be like this, you could just give it to Tim.
What's it do? I just want to know what it does.
Uh-huh.
It's better than what you have, I can tell you that.
All right.
I mean, if you don't want it, I can go give it
I
to
didn't
someone
fucking say
else.
that. I didn't fucking say I didn't want it. I want it.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
I'm not used to people giving me things. Sorry if I'm a little unnerved by it.
You see Ranzit pull out.
It's breastplate plus 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm adding it to
Pull
your
out
sheet.
his little automatic quill thing, and he starts writing down a note.
What are you writing?
Nothing.
Are you taking notes on me?
Are you branding and taking notes on me?
Oh my god, the fighter's AC is 20 now. Jesus Christ. Might have to delay your level up.
No, don't do that. You're so sexy. Don't do that.
Oh, I'm flipping that.
Do you want me to die?
We killed the death curse.
We won.
Hey,
The red dragon descends upon the camp, and you all die. Okay, on to Dingaling season 2.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Yeah, as Ranzit starts writing down, I'm like, what is that? What are you writing?
I just wrote down that
Don't ask what he's writing, ask what I'm writing.
it's bothersome that you appear to be ungrateful of certain
I'm not ungrateful. I have.
She's got issues.
I have emotional issues. Okay, don't we all at this point in our lives?
I mean, it's pretty obvious based on how you screw every NPC I throw at you that happens to be a woman.
I have attachment issues. I have problems with intimacy.
Ranzit kind of looks up to the sky. She's right, you know.
The narrator says.
I worship a murder god. I have to kill like at least one person every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's a lot of emotional trauma.
Well,
I am grateful though. Thank you. And I'm gonna start taking off my other breastplate and putting on the new one.
I'm just imagining Rosie on the chaise lying down with Rance taking notes. What do you think brought you this emotional trauma? Was it just something your mother did when you were a child?
So while she's doing that, you see Ranzit go. So, how did that make you feel?
I mean, I'm unstrapping. I'm obviously not very good. Have you seen that? There's a lot to work with here.
I mean, trust me, I've noticed. I am quite, even for somebody in small stature as myself, I am quite perceptive.
You did make me the paddle. That should have been your first clue.
I just thought maybe you were kinky. I don't judge. I mean, you do you. I mean, when I was younger, I did all kinds of crazy things in Gnome College. So
Maybe.
I love that Ranzit is doing. I love that Ranzit is doing a customer survey on Rosie right now.
You know?
How did I become the most socially person at the party?
I don't know. I think I'm pretty socially. I talk about the Thunder a bit too much, but
anyway,
right. So, Rosie again. So, what caused you to follow the guys in the worship of Baal?
The murder god?
Yeah.
So I met this guy, tiefling actually, and
what a
he
surprise.
he was a nice guy, despite the murder thing. He took me in and taught me the ways of murder.
Murder. Okay. And how did that make you feel? Like accepted and welcomed?
I was very good at it. I still am very good at it, obviously.
Oh yes, I mean, nobody can deny that.
Gave me purpose. And also, money.
Oh yes, the things we do for money. Yeah. I mean, you see him for a moment, kind of reach up and kind of tug at a chain that you see kind of underneath of his tunic and scale mail. He's like, yeah. And then he goes back to writing. He's like, oh, right, so.
So do you have a file on everyone in the party? Are you just writing down all of our flaws and our trauma? Do we have character profiles?
No, I mean, would you like to see my notes?
I'm assuming I can't read them.
Are you giving him a recap?
Well, there's no words.
I'm gonna peer over. What you got? Let me just see what we're working with here.
It's schematics for an idea that he has.
A murder machine.
You gnomes are weird, man. I like it though. Adds a little pizzazz.
Pizzazz.
It's like pizzazz, and it's just sparks shoot in the air. Like,
Yeah. Be
pizzazz.
careful. This tent might catch on fire. You gotta be careful with that.
Oh, that's okay. I've got the jug back. So.
Oh yeah. Hey, you still got the jungle juice?
Yes.
Do I still have the jungle?
Yeah, the answer is yes. Why are you moving the tentacle all over the map? What the fuck are you doing? I am
like an hour.
Goodbye. Well, I opened up
gonna-
Owlbear Rodeo and it was moving.
I'm gonna take one of my water pouches and fill it up with jungle juice.
It's like, do I still have jungle juice? Just because I'm 3 feet tall doesn't mean I'm a child.
I didn't accuse you of that. I mean,
It's like if anything, I'm probably older than all of you all.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know how old Druge is. Druge is, I think he's like probably a little bit older than me, at least.
Probably.
Jugi is, I think they're like, I feel like they're 7. You know when someone's just like, you're like, at least emotionally.
Oh my god.
Right. He is a very peculiar one, but he is definitely steadfast in his faith, and his heart is in the right place, and I do believe he means it.
And Vola has like the heart of a young woman. She's so free in everything she does.
She has such a free spirit.
She'd never get tied down.
No, I can't see her like settling down and having like kids or anything. Like that's just not her vibe.
But imagine if you will that she found another half orc and had a child, and that one had innate magical abilities.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine the chaos that would cause?
Oh, I'm sure.
All right. With the
that would be
meta.
awful for everyone involved.
That's awful.
Ah, it's terrible.
I'm gonna like start drinking my jungle juice, and then I'm gonna be like, thanks for the stuff. If you like need anything, like you need anyone killed, like free of charge.
This time you will see him write something down.
Free of charge. One on the house.
One on the house. Anyone?
Anyone. Except for myself. If you ask me to kill
The
myself,
narrator
that's
asks.
a no-go.
To kill anyone. It's like suddenly from underneath the crate you hear the voice of Ball saying, "Kill Commander Dickweed."
I mean, I said anyone.
Yeah, you know?
No shit, don't do it. It was a joke. Anyway.
Yeah, I heard you. All right, bye.
Entitles you to 1 free murder.
Yeah, I'm
There's
gonna
square
pull
Malix
out.
in chat.
Oh no.
I'm gonna like pull out like out of my pouch like a little like coupon book and like rip a little one off and hand it to Renza, and it says 1 free murder on it.
Oh my god.
Sweet.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
He's like, well, I hope the new detriments suit you well. I'm a little beat, so I'm gonna go lay down.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Sleep tight, little buddy.
So we'll say that you all finish out your day. Unless there's anything else that anybody wants to do, we have time. We definitely have time before it's stopping time, so...
Just in case you can't get through on the Sending Stone, I would like to cast Sending as a ritual before I take a long rest at night.
Okay.
And Watanabe, or whatever his name is.
Oh,
and
Watanabe. Wait, you can use Sending?
it's 3rd level spell.
Motherfuck. Wait. 3rd level.
Wait.
Verify, Spirit Shroud, Vampiric Touch. Did you swap out your spells? Did it just not refresh for me?
No, I'm saying I'm going to use it today. The spells are in there, the ones I want for tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So you have Sending. Okay, yes. Yeah, because Sending's the one that doesn't have a distance as long as they're on the same plane of existence, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
I would just like to send him a very brief message, letting him know that we have arrived at the fort. They
Yep, you gotta do the words. We're doing it Critical Role style. Let's go. You got 25 words.
Arrived at the fort.
Are we counting?
Arrived at fort. What's the name of this fort?
It is. Hold on. Hold on. Let's restart the counter really quick.
All right.
Yeah, it's Camp Vengeance.
Arrived at Vengeance. Arrived at Camp Vengeance. Dire need of medical aid and supplies.
Anything else?
That's under 25. No.
Please send help.
Well, I think dire need of
I mean, he could just be like, you didn't say to send anyone.
Yeah, I
okay,
mean,
dire need of help and supplies. 4 soldiers.
Yeah, 14.
Please. Say please.
Please.
15.
Why did we pick the socially awkward cleric for this?
Because
I'm the only one who
that
has
can cast the spell.
Because I kept getting a busy signal.
Definition of attorney hell: get him to stick to 25 words or less. Oh god. Okay, so that's your message?
It is.
And you're sending that to who again? Wukanga?
Yep.
Okay, after a moment, he replies, and he says... Did you say who... You didn't say who it was for. You just said Camp Vengeance.
That's for soldiers.
He replies and says... I assume you're referring to... the Order of the Gauntlet. I shall send word to the commander here. Thank you. And that's it.
Perfect.
Brandon looks over and said, you should have said for Commander Dickweed.
I will relay that message to the sister. And
Okay.
let her message as she will.
Sister Sias, she nods and says, thank you very much for contacting the city. That's most helpful. I will inform the commander on your behalf.
Knowing what I have learned of human culture, he will want something from you in return for this aid. And that's all.
She kind of shrugs a little bit.
I'm gonna go take my long rest now and get ready for tomorrow.
God damn it, Bashman.
Something else while you were setting up Owlbear Rodeo?
I'm just gonna say yes because it's funny.
Okay, I do it over, kind of hidden away and kind of blending in with the whole forge area. I'll reveal it to other people like before we leave.
Oh, actually, you know what I'll do is I will go and find Rosie and Ranzit, and I overheard a conversation earlier. Would you like to see what I've written about you, Rosie?
Wait.
Oh, I would.
Am I like the only one not like writing about like you guys in a book?
I doubt
write
Rosie's
about
doing
you.
it. I mean, I doubt Vola's doing it.
I'm not.
I can imagine Vola having like a 16-year-old little diary with a heart lock on it.
Yeah. she keeps the key in like a pouch.
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna be like, what is it, nice things? Are you writing nice things about me, Druge?
Oh my god, I love that.
You're neither nice nor bad. It's mostly about the connection between sex and murder.
Oh.
Well, depending on how
Figure
you
out
look at
if
it.
one is causes the other, or that one causes the other, and how people like it and why they like either or both of those, and how to combine them. I don't know.
Brandon just looks at you and just says yes.
I mean, let's see. Let's try to dissect this, shall we? You see, if I don't have sex for a while, I get very angry. Which makes me want to murder.
Oh, hold that for a second.
Yeah.
A little bit of blood. Write it down.
Yeah. The murdering has the same effect that sex would, psychologically.
I see.
And sometimes, Drews.
And by the way, I don't see.
Yeah. No, you see, Drew, sometimes the two coincide with each other.
Alright, okay, that's enough. That's quite enough of that. Moving on, Vola is most likely riding the Hadrosaurus.
Not yet.
You loaded up
about it, but
the big circles in like the courtyard.
You're doing donuts in the mud.
That's amazing.
The little Hadrosaurus is like, eh.
That's an amazing idea. I think I'm gonna do that. Donuts in the parking lot.
I'm shouting from the sidelines. It's fast, Steve. Don't break it down on his first day. It's got that new dino smell.
Oh my god. Hadrosauruses are super cute, by the way. Let me find an image for y'all.
Oh my god.
They're very cute. Here, I'll put it here in chat.
That's partly why I picked it.
Look at how cute they are. So cute, gentle boy.
No, I don't. I'm not riding the. I take that back. I'm not riding the Hadrosaurus. I can't. I can't just immediately go crazy. You know. I mean, that's.
Why not?
Bad. I mean, I walk up to the Hadrosaurus, and I pet it on its nose. Can I reach its nose? Is it?
It just kind of snorts at you. But not in a violent or mean way. Just kind of gently,
yeah,
looking at you.
And I just say, "Hi, puppy." How are you, puppy?
It tilts its head.
Can I take a ride on you, puppy?
I believe the steed is like somewhat sentient and understands language, and you have a telepathic. You have the ability to speak with it telepathically, don't you?
Well,
Do I?
Well, I.
Jugi does within a mile.
Hang on, let me just go on.
As long as you're within a mile of your steed, you have a telepathic link to the steed.
Yeah.
I believe you can also change its form however you wish.
Yeah. Well, if my steed has an intelligence of 5 or less, its intelligence becomes 6, and it gains the ability to understand one language of your choice that you speak. While your steed is within 1 mile of you, I can communicate with each other telepathically.
Its intelligence is a 2.
It was, but it's now 6.
Oh, it is?
That's a
Yeah,
smart
because if my steed has an intelligence of 5 or less, its intelligence becomes 6.
Oh, okay.
And then it gains the ability to understand one language of my choice that I speak. It can't speak the language, obviously, but
right, it understands.
But it understands, yes.
I reach in my pack, and I still have some Nana Toppins donuts.
They're never ending.
They last forever, and I offer one to Barry.
Barry kind of sniffs at it for a second and slowly just kind of takes it out of your hand. You gotta make the face to do the sound effect. Come on. He's just nomming on the donut happily.
Yay! I made
his little tail's going.
Oh, very exciting. Well, I tried. It's gonna sound weird saying it out loud, but I tried to mount Barry.
You are easily able to do that. You're certainly tall. You're certainly tall enough that it's not a problem.
Hang on, you gotta ask for consent first. Yeah.
But I gave him a donut. You mean from you? Oh,
What?
I'm sorry.
Can I ride your Hadrosaurus?
Can I ride Barry?
Sure.
Just for a joyride, you understand?
Yeah, no, Barry's totally cool with it.
All right. So Barry and I are gallivanting.
I like the guts. I like the guards watching this going on. The people inside the camera are all watching this. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I picked up the conversation of murder.
No, they've got the gate closed because they have to keep it closed until you are ready to go back in, because that's their orders. Is, you know, they have to keep the gate closed as much as possible. So they let you out and then close the gate again, but they'll let you back in, of course.
Are they watching from like the top of the walls or anything?
Oh, the guards are totally watching you with amusement.
So I however long you let me, I have a +1 in animal handling, so I'm assuming I can handle Barry all right.
I would say, like, you don't have to roll animal handling for Barry, because Barry is a friendly creature to the party, especially to Jugi. Press X to doubt. Oh god.
So I just kind of hang out with Barry for a bit. I'm not like however long you let me do it.
Yeah, Barry's totally cool with it. You do, like,
and then I realize that Jugi is like, yo, that's my steed, and you know, is looking a little jealous and forlorn. And so I take the hint and I get down off of Barry and walk Barry over to them and hand over Barry's reins.
Okay.
And say thanks. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Barry will very gently, like, headbutt your arm, Rosie. I mean, Vola. Why do I keep doing that?
I don't know.
Both redheads.
It's
Yeah.
true.
To be fair, I called Bola Drew.
I don't know if I'll ever stop doing that. I apologize in advance. But yeah, Vola, yeah, Barry totally, like, gently headbutts your arm.
I slip Barry another donut.
He's very happy. Meow. Takes it again.
Too many Barry yoga.
He noms on it. His little tail's going.
That's the best part. His little tail's going. I'm gonna go to bed now. I've had a good day.
So, well, do you leave Barry out all of the time?
Not outside. I asked the guards if they will let him stay within the walls at least. He won't cause a ruckus or anything like that.
They watched you summon this thing. They're just like, okay. They open up the gates.
We need him in the gates anyway in order to make sure all the stuff is equipped into them.
Yeah, they're totally cool with it.
Does this mean I don't have to be pack horse? That's awesome.
All of you need to do a stream where you switch character names. No, we do not.
We already do that already.
I have enough trouble. Okay. Absolutely not.
Do a stream where we switch characters.
Oh Jesus, no. Maybe if we do a charity thing, maybe we could do that for funsies. But as a non-canon adventure.
Yeah, non-canon.
Non-canon adventure with the
Non-canon
Adorkable
one-shot.
Killers. Yeah. The Velociraptors, whatever you want to call them.
Oh god, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I'd really. Oh god. Moving right along.
I'll call Dib when he arrange it then.
You can't do that.
Wake up in the morning.
You both Vola and Jugi and Barry now.
Barry.
I love that you named the dinosaur Barry. I'm thrilled. Anyway, you make your way back into the camp as the guards open up the gate and then close it again behind you. And yeah, Barry is free to roam, although there's not a lot of lovely plant life for him to nom on while he's here, so he starts looking at Vola for, like, snacks.
Now I am the bearer
Yeah,
of snacks.
you fed him, now he's looking to you for food.
Just like my cat! God
God damn it! Mother, I crave violence.
Mother.
You hear a voice in your head. No, I'm just kidding.
Mother, I am hungry.
Mother, I crave donuts.
Mother, I hungry. Yes.
Mother,
Yeah,
donuts.
I am hunger.
Please give me the donuts.
I am become death,
crave-
destroyer of worlds.
The rest of the party.
Sustenance, mother.
The rest of the party sees Jugi and Vola enter with a beautiful, ethereal dinosaur.
I'm like point at. Wait. Vola, where'd you? What?
Not me, pointing at Jiggy over here, but his name is Barry.
I'm gonna go up to Barry and just like have my hand out for him to sniff.
Sniff.
Sniffs.
I lean to Rosie
And
and I'm like, he
Have a
loves
sense of
Nana
evil.
Toppins.
I'm gonna pull out one of Nana's.
No,
pockets.
he's already like leaning around you to sniff your bag.
Oh.
Do you have any more of the artisanal aged at sea?
Yeah, Jesus. No.
It's they're getting a little crunchy.
No
now.
salty donuts. Oh God.
I'm a
I don't want to think about the preservative.
offer him a donut, a strawberry donut. I feel like he's a strawberry kind of dinosaur.
Totally.
He takes it from you and just slowly chews it. He seems happy.
Is he like
His little
is he,
tail's
like,
going.
This little guy's spoiled already.
Is he like is ours? Like, does he just like travel with us now?
Barry nods.
He was brought with by the grace of Lathander.
You have it.
Great.
You have it. Understand
Great
common,
deal,
right? It understands common, right? That's the language you chose.
It understands one language that I choose.
Well, what language did you choose?
It's kind of deciding between common, celestial, and goblin.
Okay. Well, if you choose just a thought, and you don't have to pick it just because of what I said, but just a thought, if you use common, that means it can understand the party.
Right. Yeah.
It's up to you, though. Whatever you
No,
want. It's
okay.
your steed. Do whatever you want with it.
I'll pick goblin.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him some good scritches.
Oh yeah, he's totally down for the scritches. If it weren't so muddy, he'd probably go for belly rubs, but you know.
No.
It's too muddy.
I would die for Barry.
Oh God.
Me, Kirsten, would die for Barry.
Okay. Same with
Bola
Sarah.
would die for Barry, not just Kelly. Bola would die for Barry.
So, yeah, that's the thing. I'm assuming that Jeff is drawing Barry now. He looks like he's coloring.
No, I would never do such a thing.
Yeah, you're full of shit. Yeah.
Who's gonna clean up after?
He's signing Rosie up for oh my God, what is it? Some kind of dating app. Anyway,
Rosie doesn't need a dating app. We're in the jungle.
Tinder. Rosie needs Tinder.
Yeah, Rosie needs Tinder.
Rosie would be a Tinder fuckboy. Like, come on.
We already know this.
oh,
we
we
know
know.
this. It's very obvious.
We're well aware.
What's a Tinder fuck?
Oh no.
We don't have time to unpack all of that right now.
We do not have time for that. So you
evolved, Mandii. I think it might be time to end tonight.
Yeah, you finish out your day and have another long rest at the camp.
Yay!
Let's roll for Jugi's thing. Using a different dice. Let's see. 3.
Yay!
Ooh-ha-ha.
Okay, so.
Ooh-ha-ha.
I'm gonna use the green dice for Jugi now.
Okay.
We're at a good stopping point. So much for the PG-13 rating. I never claimed this was PG-13. What the fuck are you talking about? This stream is M for mature.
It always has been.
It always has been.
M for
Always will be.
murder.
M for murder.
Now
I
what's
just got to look
murder?
at the pin notice on your thing.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, this chair is the worst. I can't wait till I get my cushion. It really is.
Okay, I got an 11.
What does that mean? I don't have the table pulled up, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure I should say this just yet.
If you want to save it, you can save it.
Well,
If you want to save it for next week, you can.
After we convene after our long rest.
well, no, I'm going to say it now, just as a say the description of what happens now. Just as a, just as a good way of finishing the episode.
Oh God.
The following morning, as you're all preparing to head out traveling into the jungle with Barry carrying things, Jugi steps out. Their body shape seems different. The chest has gone out a little bit, and the hips, as it were, seem to have gone inward a little bit. And she seems to be growing hair.
I will help you and say, Jugi, my new female friend.
I'm gonna look at Vola and be like,
Excuse me.
we finally outnumber them.
I'm still.
Did Jugi just get hot?
I still prefer to be called Day. Thank you, but
That's okay.
Okay, I will remember that.
You gotta work on the feminine voice for Jugi now.
Yeah, Rancid kind of makes a mental note of what Rosie just said. Okay.
Oh no.
Why you always gotta be at odds with me, bro?
He made you armor and a kick-ass sword.
I know, but he takes everything I say.
So ungrateful.
I'm not ungrateful.
Terribly ungrateful.
You take everything I say out of context. You're trying to read between the lines. There's nothing to read. It's blank. Head empty. No thoughts.
I'm not going to argue with that one.
That's
that's what happens to Jugi.
Fascinating.
That's awesome. I don't even want to know what you're furiously typing.
Oh god, can you hear it? Fuck! Sorry. I'm just typing in chat about my chair, okay?
It's all good.
The struggle is real, y'all. No, I'm not doing a real chair while I'm here, and just getting a cushion is cheaper.
Do you need Rancid to make you new armor?
Lady armor. You need to alter the armor.
Do you need boob armor?
I just seen Kirsty's little Discord message.
You sent me a Discord message?
In the chat.
In the chat.
Oh, Jesus. Jugi got titties!
My notes are very in depth.
I require you to.
Jesus.
What?
Oh my god, I cried.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Notes for the intro next game.
Alright.
Oh dear.
I'd like to know if that's Rosie's point of view, though.
Oh,
If that
totally.
does count as
Yes.
Rosie's point of view.
100%. Thank you, best friendo.
Best friendo.
Wow.
We watch way too much TikTok. Holy shit. Yeah, that too.
Are we heading out into the jungle now, or?
No, I think this is a good stopping point. You all wake up in the morning, and Jugi is hot now.
Jugi got the titties.
Jugi got titties.
Don't say that. It's an awful word.
Oh, what are you talking about? It's like my favorite word. All right.
And most of the
great
party members
word.
are going, boo.
Rosie's like,
Rosie's like, hey, I'm suddenly interested in you.
Boobs. B-O-O-B-S.
Jesus Christ. Let the fan art flow. Yes, everybody. Boob armor is not effective. Yes, it is.
Boobies. B-O, boobies.
It's chainmail, so it shapes anyway. So
Chainmail bikini.
Chainmail bikini.
We are way too nerdy for this shit. All right.
I think.
Hey, Stella Luna! Welcome, Raiders! Right at the end of our stream.
Right at the time when
That's good. They missed the shit show.
You absolutely missed the shit
not
becomes hard,
entirely.
you get raped.
Yeah, before we make our exit, Ren's like, oh, real quick, you all need to see something.
Oh,
And he starts waving everybody to follow him
Oh.
toward the forging area.
Oh.
Toddle along.
Area?
The forge. Okay.
And I point underneath the like smithing table and everything. I was like, look, see? And you just see like a whole bunch of like scrap metal that has been like placed in certain areas and everything. It doesn't really look like anything specific that you can tell.
Yeah.
Is this like an art installation?
Oh, you all don't say. Oh, that's right. I had to be somewhat. What's the word? Rosie, help me out here.
Inconspicuous?
That's one. There's another one. Conniving on it. Yes, that's one. That's the word. Yes.
Nervous.
Yeah. He's like.
I'm gonna step back a little bit.
You see Rancid walk forward, and he keeps looking over his shoulder. And he looks, and he's like, yes, stand right here and look at it.
I'm gonna go where Rancid is, and I'm gonna squat down to his level as well, so I get like the same eye line.
I'm gonna try and not to fall over while I do that.
Same.
All the pieces kind of line up to take the shape
Oh,
of a
God.
metal dick
Of a what?
in honor of Commander Dickweed.
Yep.
He literally forged a metal dick.
Yep.
I'm gonna like tilt my head.
Guess who approved this? Just guess.
That's being very generous, you know.
Perfection.
Perfection,
Chef's kiss.
yes. Art. It's expressive.
It's avant-garde.
Truly.
It's for millions.
Yes, you're the next Andy Warhol. Moving on.
The book, and there is another chapter on
What's the chapter?
their fascinations with phallic symbols.
I don't get it either.
On that note, thank you for coming, everybody. This has been an interesting session, to say the least. Let's talk about some of our future programming.
Ooh, I got 72 hours until I'm on.
That's true. Saturday nights, aka tomorrow, we have Rise Up Against the Slave Lords with DM Duff. It starts at 9 p.m. Central Time. That is featuring myself and Myriad as players. Please come watch us on Saturdays. It's a lot of fun. Sunday, currently, no programming. Mondays, we have 2 shows now on YouTube. We have Dragon of Icespire Peak with DM Sammy. That is exclusively on YouTube. That's at 7 p.m. Central Time. And at the same time, Mondays here on the Twitch channel, we also have Storm King's Thunder with DM Esquire, aka our very own Sith. That's starting this Monday, so that's going to be session number 1. Very, very exciting. I know I will be watching because it's also my birthday, so I will be there throwing confetti at the chat probably. Tuesdays, we have Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage with DM Duff. That's at 7:30 Central Time. Wednesdays, we're back with Session 2 of Season 2, Return of Tales of Sanguine Isles with DM Mech 45. That's 8 p.m. Central Time. Beep, 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 beep. Long-awaited return. Long-awaited return of Sanguine Isles, at least for me, because I'm a fan.
For me too.
Thursdays, see, I didn't forget you. Tales from the Yawning Portal with our very own King Bashman. That is 8 p.m. Central Time. And then Fridays, we're back here for Tomb of Annihilation, 8 p.m. Central Time, with me. That's me, DM Mandii. I do the things. We also have a non-streamed show that's Savage Worlds East Texas University with DM Eric B. This is a limited run show. It is not streamed. The recordings will be on our YouTube. Recordings for all of our shows are on our YouTube, so please like and subscribe. Check out those recordings, you guys. It's well worth it. In case you miss a show that you really want to see, it's going to be there for you to watch later.
Lots of dick jokes.
Lots of dick jokes. So many dick jokes. Never enough, truly. So I think that's good enough for now. I bid you all a lovely evening, and we will see you next time. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
That voice kills me.
Oh my god, I can't.